Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Cool Beans Podcast. I'm your host, Danny, and I'm here with my two lovely co hosts, Alex and Roger. Our
What
third
up?
and final member, he is here.
Finally, right?
So just a little, background information, not background information, but yeah, like as to where Roger and I first met. Because everybody by now knows where, where Alex and I met. Um,
Yes.
Roger and I met at J.C. Penney, and this is back during my heyday of my pot smoking years, my biggest pot
Cool.
smoking
Yep.
years. So you guys have that in
You don't
common.
say.
Because again, and Roger, I don't even know, like, because it's been a while since I've talked to you. Do you still smoke, or did you stop?
I go like on and on. Like I'll smoke for like 2 weeks and then like take like 3, 4, 5 weeks off. So like uh, just whenever I can, really, just once in a while.
Nice. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you don't let having a kid, pretty much. I guess does that like mess with your mind at all? Does that get into your thought like, should I light up? Should I not?
Well,
I don't have
honestly,
kids, by the
I,
way, so
I
that's
like
what I'm asking.
I only do the vapes because of it, and like that's
Okay.
another reason. Like they're expensive as fuck. That's why I
Yeah.
don't smoke as much. Like I mean, it's like what, like 60, $80 just for like a half a gram.
Damn.
Yeah. At least. At least it was they were having a sale at this dispensary that I shop at. And this is the sale. It was, I believe, $80 for a 1 gram cartridge. That's on sale from $110.
Yeah, I mean, like
But
right now with like the Christmas stuff, it's not so bad 'cause I just picked up a half a gram of like some Pineapple Express. And it was like
right,
45 bucks. So I was like, it's not too bad. But like
right,
usually, like if it's like on a normal day, it's like 60 bucks.
yeah, dude, yeah, and that's just like, you know, that 60 could really be spent on something else. sometimes, sometimes, because that
Man.
shit. I don't know about you, but I go through those like really fast.
I
The
do
vapes, the
too,
one
and
gram.
like the thing is, like I just don't like smoking like dry weed because like then I linger. Like I don't want to be like around my kid with like that smell. So
Yeah, that's respectable. I get it. I get it. When my cousins come over and stuff like that, I either stick to an edible, low dosage, or I just won't smoke at all because I don't same. I don't know. I just it's not like I feel like a shitty person, and I'm not knocking anyone else down that does it, but it's just me. I don't want to be known as like, oh, Theo Alex always fucking smells funny and he's always fucking laughing more than usual. So,
That's like
but
that's
I
why
don't know.
I would it was such a that factor alone was the reason why I would literally be smoking weed at bars. That's how, like,
Yeah.
cuz I don't know, maybe people were just being really polite, but I would like tell my friends who didn't smoke. I'd be like, "Hey, does this smell like weed?" You're like, "You're smoking weed? I thought you were just vaping tobacco." I'm like, "No, this is weed, son."
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess in the vape you can't really tell, right? That's why I like taking the vape to work because too many times I've done the one hitter box. I'll just take a couple hits on lunch and just air it out. In the car and stuff like that with the windows down, and then I'll come in, and then my one buddy would be like, "Hey, like, man, you get a smell." I'm like, "Fuck," And then of course there's the paranoia sets in, and I'm splashing myself with electric shave and smelling worse. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just stick to vapes if I do it at work.
Fucking young Gotti, a little 18-year-old that worked at a warehouse. That motherfucker would
Yeah,
be smoking in between the aisles and shit. Like he'd be on the fucking I'd
we
be on the
all were.
forklift. I
We
mean,
all were, dude.
but dude, it was like he wasn't smart about it. I'd be like, motherfucker, like there are cameras, son.
Yeah.
Go into the aisles where the camera can't see you, stupid. Like it was just so
Well, like you said, 18. I mean, how smart can you be at 18? I wasn't. Sure as fuck not.
oh man.
yeah, he probably don't care. He's like fucking like fire me, fuck yeah, I'll take unemployment.
Yeah, I mean, because I think he was, wasn't he out of school too? He was younger than 18 too, I thought.
Well, I think
And I
what
thought he was
you,
dropped out or something.
Well, yeah, you were the one that told me that. I think we even made fun of him. I told him later. He laughed about it because you were like, "Oh yeah, Miguel's bringing his." I think he was 17 at the time. Year old. I don't know what do you call him? His nephew. Nephew. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nephew.
He's like to come work at the warehouse. I'm just like, is he in school or whatever? He's like, nah. Miguel's like, this kid needs to do something with his life. He just smokes weed. He's like, he dropped out and shit. And then we were like, I think you did the accent really good. You're like, he used to. His only working experience is working at Clover's. He's like, fucking A. He's like, fuck high school A. I just work at Clover's.
So long ago, I don't remember that. But man, yeah, Gotti was a good kid though, and a good worker. Yeah. He was a harder worker than some of the guys that we would have come in.
Just say Josh.
Josh, yeah, he was an older man. That other dude, Matt, older kid too. He was a good worker, but nobody busted their ass too, like Gotti and Miguel did, for sure. I don't know what it was. I don't have that work ethic. That's for damn sure. I think I'm in the same club. So
yeah, no, he was a really good worker. The only thing was like the thing with his girlfriend, dude, and like I remember what it was like to be young and like being like quote unquote in love. Well, you're not really in love. Like I was always good about not catching feelings, like not any strong feelings really, because like I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me, but like this generation, I feel like every fucking old generation says this about the new generation, like, oh, kids these days type shit. But I just think.
Are you getting there? Are you at that fucking point now?
Bro, I'm 2 years away from being 40. I'm definitely that old man yelling at clouds and shit. Fucking but I don't know. Does it seem like the Gen Z generation is getting like within each generation? Is it getting more simpish? You know what I mean? Where they're just like, because I remember him like, and this is not making fun of him at all, but like, he would be on the phone like yelling at his girlfriend, being like, "Why are you hanging around these thought bitches?" And I would just be sitting there listening to the conversation, and being like, "How about you just dump this bitch and just get a new girl, dude? What is the problem?" Like,
no, because I remember that stuff growing up in high school too, and even when I was younger, my my uncle and older brother, who were at high school at the time, I remember hearing them say, same shit too. I think it's every generation. We all go through that tribulation of those kind of relationship issues and stuff like that. And then maybe it's just not like, maybe it's just not as public as it used to be. Or maybe we just forget.
Do you ever, one big thing that I always peep on, I always like fucking stalk on YouTube is those men's channels, those like self-improvement channels of like
oh, okay, I was concerned for a second.
Well, no, like those alpha dudes, not because I like need tips or anything on women, just because it's hilarious, dude. Like they'll have like young kids like Gotti, like that are just lost and like they want to learn game and shit. And now there's like this whole money bag of like, there's this whole monetization circle of like these quote unquote alpha dudes who are like, oh, right, I'll teach you like 10 secrets on how to get your girlfriend back in 30 days type shit. And I'll sit there and I'll listen, and some of it's good advice, just like don't be a simp, don't like blow her phone up and shit. Just like always have like female friends around you because it'll make women want you more, and it's kind of like validation. Just like common sense shit though, like you know what I mean, like shit that like I at a young age I'm like, yeah, well duh, you don't know shit, and like have female friends around you, you'll probably get laid more if you have female friends. Like it's just common sense shit to me. But like these kids are spending like hundreds, sometimes even thousands of dollars, like to buy their books on like how to get laid and shit. That's a big like. There's a lot of money in that, dude.
Yeah, self-help books have been around forever. Self-help everything, Yeah, that's always been a money scheme.
Yeah, but this is like
with Liver Key.
This is like self-help books on how to get like vagina. It's like very different. Yeah. And what's funny is like you'll have like feminists on YouTube that's like their channel, that's their shtick is like, you don't need a man. I'm a strong, independent, Black, Asian, Latina, fill in the blank woman, and it's pretty much it's just a man hating channel. It's just a man hating channel where they just talk shit about men and shit. They'll go on their fucking platform and be like, you need to stop telling young men to play these mind games and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, it's so fun, dude. It's so fun to watch those fucking YouTube channels. I love it. That and primitive channels. I'm really into, like, I don't know if you've ever seen it, either one of you. Those like primitive channels where like there's just one Asian dude like out in the wilderness and he builds a mansion with like a stick and mud. I'm like, holy shit, man.
I watch those videos at work.
They be doing some crazy shit with those fucking like out of nowhere, like fucking a whole underground thing.
Yeah, like a fucking swimming pool with a stick, dude.
A grotto, yeah, a whole grotto just carved out of the ground with a stick, and carries water into it. You saw that one probably too, right?
Dude,
like carrying buckets of water in there.
I've seen all of them.
That is nuts, man. I mean, what else you got to do? I guess.
Dude, they make like millions. They have like millions of subscribers, millions of views. I'm like, that guy's probably like a mile down the road. He's probably living in a mansion with like servants and shit. And then he just goes.
Dude, I heard they don't even like live out in like the wilderness like that. I heard it's like they're actually pretty like live in their houses and everything.
Well, talk about Sims. I believe that 100%. I'm like the whole time I'm thinking, I'm like, yeah, these guys are getting millions of like subscribers and likes, but they ain't getting that money. Look where they're. I mean, if they were getting that money, they wouldn't be taking shit in a hole with a stick. But look at me. You guys are probably right. But he's got like a castle right next door.
Yeah, there have been like other YouTubers who are like who have come out and been like, this guy actually doesn't live in the wilderness. He lives in a mansion, blah blah blah. So like it's half and half though, because some of those dudes like legitimately do live that lifestyle, but they do it for like they might do it for like 4 years, which is pretty dedicated, and then afterwards they're like, all right, I'm going back to civilization.
Well, don't you remember? There's that controversy about the Alaskan bush people or something like that, and it was a show, and it was these people that pretty much they said they live off the land in Alaska and all this.
Yeah.
But it turns out that they actually kind of just vacation there, and they're very kind of well off. But I don't know if it was ever like proved real or not, because I know it was, like I said, it was just it was an article I read a while ago. And it's like calling these people out. It's kind of like the Duck Dynasty thing, like a lot of people, I don't know at the time, but I know for me, I thought, I'm like, okay, they're just recording, a couple Southerner rednecks in the woods. They this is what they do, and it's like, no, they're rich. They're rich. Why are they looking like that? Why are they living like that? Like, I don't know. That was my thought. So there's this show called Alaskan Bush People. That's what it's called, actually. So I was right. And I'm looking it up right here, and it said that they created a large fan base, and also got a lot of haters, and says that they were pretty much living in, or they bought property and was living in Alaska and all that stuff for tax fraud and deceitful title. So they claimed they lived in Alaska, but they didn't, and they were doing that just for the tax benefits and all that other shit. So that's pretty nuts.
It's fucked up, because I actually did watch. I would watch that show, The Alaskan Bush. All those shows about Alaska, building a log cabin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, in the back of my mind, I kind of
kicked off for like their land or something like recently in like the latest episodes, and that's why they were like tripping out because they had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Was that real though, or was that just part of the drama, like pretending like they got kicked
No,
out?
I think the fact that like you just said, like they're like going through tax fraud or whatever, they're just like trying to get people.
It's real, because it said that they were claiming to live off the grid completely and shit like that, and was not true.
Oh, so they pissed off the authorities, and you're like, oh, you know what?
Dude, they pissed off the IRS. They pissed off the government. All right, those guys looked in thoroughly.
After those, dude, you don't fuck with the IRS, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this guy named Juice at the warehouse I used to work at. This black gentleman said to me, he's like, Danny, there are 3 people in this world that you don't fuck with. That is the I, the R, and the S. Shit always makes me laugh.
So I'm looking at it right now, and so they had a total of over 60 million.
Dude, that just reminded me. That just reminded me, as far as like fake fucking TV and shit, or like these documentaries. I remember there was this one. I think it was in Australia, but they did it with like the men versus the women. You know, survivalists. Dude,
Yeah.
they had the fucking guys. Like they had them on separate islands because you know how like there's some places like in Australia they have like little islands and shit. So
Yep.
they had the women on one island and then the men on the other, and it was supposed to be a contest of like whose setup was the best, right? Like whose food production was the best, who like had the best filtration for water, who had the best like built-in little shacks and sheds for like to shield you from the cold and from the rain. Dude,
Yeah.
it was like every fucking misogynist's wet dream. Cause the women, like, they couldn't do shit right, dude. It was just a bunch of like girls in distress and shit. Like the guys were like tackling pigs and just shanking the shit out of them and eating bacon. There was this one guy, they would even get into like it almost came down to like blows, like yelling contests where the guys would be like, I'm telling you, if we just make a net and we just put it on the ocean, we're gonna catch fish more than just fucking spearfishing. That's a waste of time. And they'd be like, no, I think it's a stupid idea. So like towards the end, like you have the guys, like all of them are against him, right? The net dude.
Right.
And then like he just keeps going out there just trying over and over again until finally he catches like 15 fucking fish, like 15, 30 fish. And everybody's like, you know what, man? It's like you as a man, you gotta admit when you're wrong. And they all shook his hand like goddamn, we got a lot to eat now. You were right, man. The net did work out. Now we don't have to go spearfishing every fucking day. Because you just leave it out there, and the tide just like pushes them in there, and they get caught in it. So like, and then it pans over. The camera pans over to the women, and they're all like yelling at each other, and they're all like crying and shit, and like PMSing and going like how are we gonna? I'm hungry. It's like we haven't eaten in fucking like days and shit. And like there's
Well, I was watching this. Oh, it's my bad.
no, and I'm just gonna give you like the last bit of it, and it was pretty much just like to the point where like the producers of the show would like push the pigs like towards their camp, so you would see like it was literally just them going like just kill this fucking thing, and a bunch of girls just going like I don't want to kill it, but I'm so hungry. Like one girl, like you know that she was probably like the lesbian of the group. There was like one girl who like didn't give a fuck. She's like the only girl that had what it takes to survive. She went over to it and fucking just shanked it and killed it. So the other girls can eat, but it was like, and then at the end they would bring the girls to the guys camp and then the guys to the girls camp, and the guys were just looking at the girls camp going like what the fuck, like dude, the producers had to come in a boat and take some of these girls out because they were getting sick and like they were malnourished and shit. And then when the girls went to go see the guys camp on their island, they were like, oh shit. They just like realized like how little they knew, and like damn, this setup looks way better than our shit. That's it. That's all I had for that.
Well, it makes me think like, well, I don't know. It sounds who at first picked these people? Like, who picked these women to go out there? Like, they had to have purposely gone through them and saw that they kind of have no history or any like kind of like knowledge of like the wilderness or outdoors. I don't know. It's kind of fucked up.
So like,
That's for real.
Probably thought it was
But
funnier.
there's like some like, have you seen like those plays like that TV show like Alone or whatever?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
there
Netflix.
was like 2-3 women in there, and like they lasted a decent amount of time. So it's like,
Dude,
it's not like
that one chick, yeah, it came down to like there was one chick, and she like pretty much was like out starving almost all the dudes. She built this badass hut. Like she was, I guarantee if she was on that island, she would have been running that crew easily and put those dudes to shame.
I wonder.
like they're just like prone to fail just 'cause of, like we need some drama, you know.
Yeah.
Picking up girls that work there, like, what's your occupation? Oh, I work at a hair salon. She's the one, boys. She's the one. Get her, pick her. Just pick a bunch of bartenders and hair salon chicks. I don't know, like, all right, like I'm talking shit as a guy, but okay, we'll use us as an example. All the three of us, like, if they just snatched us right now, if they just made me sign a contract, hey Danny, you want to win $100,000? I'm like, yeah. Like, okay, what do you do? I'm a web designer. Okay, get his web designer ass. Get Alex. Get Roger. You guys, we're gonna dump you in an island. How well do you think we would do? Like, three of us.
1 week.
1 week? That's what you give us? Just 1 week to survive?
Like, I'm gonna say we're gonna start off strong, but like by the end of that week, it's gonna be pretty hard.
Yeah, right. Talking about blows, I ain't got no weed. I'm on an island with two dudes, a lot of testosterone flowing. Oh no, get me out. I'm
What if,
faking a heart attack.
what if they let you bring a seed? They're like, all right, you can bring a seed, you can bring a little trim, and you can start growing some weed. But then they're
Danny,
like,
Danny, that's 3 months.
Yeah, that's still like a
That's
long
three
way from
months.
today.
I'm saying a week, son. We are not lasting, all right? I guarantee those girls would fucking beat us. Guarantee it. I mean, because I watch those shows too, and I know some outdoor wilderness stuff, but that's all. That's just like knowledge I have in my head. Have I practiced any of it? Hell no. Hell no.
Well,
I
I'm,
haven't.
I'm not gonna lie. It also depends on how much I'm getting paid if I stay there.
That's true too. I am willing to starve myself out. That I'm pretty sure I could do.
I don't know if I could eat insects and shit. Like, here, eat this cricket. We're fucking starving. I wonder what they taste like. A little crunchy.
I've had that cricket lollipop where they have like that. Yeah, they used
Yeah,
to
the
sell them
one
at Hot Topic.
I've tried that one too. Where, like they have different bugs or whatever in it.
Mhm. Yeah, which one did you try?
The Scorpio one.
Ooh, ballsy. That was the one I was afraid of. I didn't do it.
I don't know. Like I,
Would you do it?
I don't know how to do anything. I don't know how to like. I think I kind of learned from watching The Walking Dead. There was this one episode where
Oh, that's the worst one to learn from.
right? I do remember like I think they took like rocks and some grass
Okay.
or some shit, and then they put it in between. I don't know, like they were using rocks to filter out water or something.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
it doesn't even matter if you know what to do. It's just like just doing the actual work too, and it depends on the like where you're at. Like
Yeah.
if different climates, like if it's 110 degrees, like come on.
Right.
Yeah, and
You could
like
have everything right there that you need, but if it's that hot or that cold, you could be. I mean, that's all it takes for you to just be like, you know what? Fuck
get,
it.
gonna get pneumonia and shit. Not to mention, like I always think I'm like, how are they wiping their ass? Do they just go into the ocean and take a dump, or like how does that work if you have to shit?
It's called
You dig a
leaves. I
hole.
think they just grab leaves.
Dude, I would probably just
Leaves,
get some
anything.
fucking. I would probably like give myself poison ivy in my asshole, just not even
See,
knowing.
that's where I think you both are kind of missing it though. Are we by water?
Man,
Because I'm washing my asses in the water.
I mean, gotta make it a little bit easy for us. Like, what the fuck, man? Give me like a river or like an ocean or something, man.
I thought this is hardcore.
I mean, if we have to collect rainwater, I would
You
think
got a creek.
we're pretty fucked. We're pretty fucked.
I mean, is it like these contests where like we can bring like 3 objects or something? Cause like if
Ooh.
I brought my gun, then like at least I can try to do something.
This guy. Okay, but if he's okay, so let's start off there then. All right, so Roger, you're bringing your gun. You got 3 things. You got a gun. What's your other 2 things?
Like, do we get to like choose together? Because I'm not gonna bring a flint, and we're all gonna try to like bring a flint too.
No. So yeah. So well, you tell me what would you bring if you were alone then on an island?
Alone, I would probably bring my gun, a flint,
Okay,
and like at least a tarp or something.
and the tarp. Danny, same question.
I would bring some kind of like they have those filtration things, those containers, like a tent thing. You just like fold up the tent, and then a knife. Because every primitive channel that I've seen, like that seems to be the most important shit is like how to sharpen shit. So I would need like a knife,
Yeah,
like a really good military knife. Those 3 things.
man, those are good ones. A gun. See, that's where I would be like, it depend. That would depend on like where am I dropped off at. Is there wildlife that I can even shoot? So that would be it. But if I'm on an island, this is what I'm going to try to bring. I'm going to try to bring something for solar power, like a solar power panel. All right, because I want electricity. Then I want to bring my records. All right, I'm going to bring my records. Last thing I'm going to bring my record player. All right. Now you guys are trying to survive on the island. I'm trying to just get some fucking peace on the goddamn. peace, and I'll just drift away.
So
Don't save me.
pretty much you'd be smoking weed there and shit, and then going like, Roger, Danny, when's the food ready? And then Roger and I would come in like all dirty.
If you want to bring it down to it, don't rely on me.
But dude, Roger just brought back a board that he shot. Like, what the fuck, Alex? What have you been doing all that?
Yeah, he did. And did you filter out that water that you were talking about? No, I'm still thirsty over here. My Kool-Aid is looking a little dry, Danny. Bump up some tunes for you to work to. God damn it.
So what do you guys want to listen to? Like some
We got Ramones. We got some Beastie Boys.
It's like no,
Cooper.
Alex. No, Alex. I want you to fix the fucking pond, dude. So we're gonna put fish in. What the fuck? I start crying and shit. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, man. I know. No. On a serious note, I would bring a knife, a tarp, and I would bring some rope. That's it. That would be my 3.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, rope would pretty useful. You can like drag shit.
Yeah. Yep. Tie shit up. Tie yourself up.
Yeah, man. Those like, I don't know. I'm really fascinated by that shit. It's really fucking, I don't know. It's kind of one of those, I think like every dude has like kind of like those little side dreams where it's like, man, I wonder if I could survive and shit. If worst came to worst, it's kind of like the same thing that we always talk about where like I remember like in school, we would talk about like the zombie apocalypse. Like, how do you survive the zombie apocalypse? You know, like everybody always talks about that. Like if it's the end of the world, like what do you do? But I kind of gave up on like, cause dude, it's like
gave up on surviving it.
Well, cause like there are like real groups and shit. There are like militia groups. There are like prepper groups, and it seems like if you really want to give your best, like if you really want to have the best chance of survival, you have to be like part of a group and shit. You know what I mean? Like Negan. Look at Negan. Negan had like a shit ton of fucking like soldiers and shit, and like eventually that's what it came down to. Like every group had to like every community had to come together, and like I feel like that's what it would become. It would just become like groups of people stealing shit from other groups of people.
Yeah. So kind of like how it is now, but like we have cops now, but they have sometimes of a successful, rate getting shit back. Not really.
For a while, I kind of did want to like go up and live in Alaska, especially when I started working remote. But then I came back to my senses, and I'm like, maybe I'll just go live in Mexico where I actually have a house that I inherited from my parents, where I can actually just set up an internet connection and work from home. That's what I think about the most, because that's like realistic. Like I do have dual citizenship. I got that taken care of. I got my passport and everything. Like I could literally go live in Mexico in my mom's small pueblo where she's from, and everything would be cheaper. And I mean, you have indoor plumbing and all that, but it's just I don't know. It's just a more simplistic way to live, and it really is like time traveling, dude. Like they're barely just getting internet, where it's like it's okay, it's decent enough to do your job, but it's not like high speed internet like we have over here,
Yeah.
There's like tiers, dude. Like here's the tiers. Like if you go to like South Korea and like a lot of those Asian countries, they have better internet than the United States does. And then next would be like Western countries. Like the West isn't the best anymore. Like Europe and America and Canada. It's places like South Korea. They have better like phone reception. They have better internet. And then it's like Europe and the States.
Well, that's like all thanks to China too. That like all of them have loans from China, and then once they default, it's like, oh, we're just gonna take your shit.
Yep.
It's like Borat said, America owned by the built by the blacks and owned by the Chinese.
Was that from the first one or second one?
I think it's the second one. No, the first one. I think it's the first one. You know what? I don't remember.
That second one was nuts. That second one.
Which one was Bruno? Was it Bruno? The second one?
Dude, I don't think I've seen the second one yet.
Bruno was the one where he was like a gay German Austrian dude model, and he was coming over here and he was just doing a lot of gay stuff. And I think he was trying to be straight at one point, and he went to like this orgy, and he just kept trying to get with the guys.
Oh,
and the guys were getting pissed off. So that's what Bruno was.
you know what I was thinking? I was thinking of the Dictator because it's the same dude.
Oh my
Bruno
god,
really was a funniest one. Bruno and the Dictator. I didn't like the one where he was like the gay
Dictator was
dude.
hilarious.
Yeah, it was those are the two that I like. Bruno and the Dictator, where he would like he would just shoot a bunch of dudes doing the Olympic run.
Yeah, yeah. Borat. The first one was cool. I don't remember it too much. The second one really blew me away. That one I think is still on Amazon Prime. Roger, I think you said you didn't see it. But there's like this one scene in there, and it's just like it not blew my mind, but it's like it kind of did for him for Sacha Baron Cohen to go to this like southern it was like a Trump rally,
Oh
and
yeah.
he's like singing these like really outrageous lyrics, about Jews and black people and poor people, and it's just like,
All the,
dude, these people are going along with it. Like we share the air with these people. That's fucking nuts, man.
he's like all the other countries are run by little girls, and then people started booing him and shit.
Yeah, yeah. And that was a wild movie. That part actually kind of made it really real for me because I'm like, this isn't a prank. Like what he's doing is a prank. Oh, these people that are in the audience and stuff, like they're doing like Nazi salutes.
Yeah,
That's not a prank. That's not like they blurred their face for a reason.
dude, I just watched. Speaking of Nazi salutes, I just watched this Ukrainian documentary where like I guess there's like a lot of Nazi militia groups in Ukraine and in Russia though. Like Russia's got like a Nazi problem where like, but also where like there's like FBI people and a lot of other government officials who are saying like obviously there's been a rise in like a lot of Nazi groups over like the
Yeah,
past decade, but they're saying that like they're like the most terrorism actually because a lot of like Middle Eastern people complain a lot too because and they're right to they have a right to because they're like dude, have you noticed that most of the terror attacks in America and the West haven't really even been Muslim or extremists like or anything to do with Islam. It's been like a lot of white supremacist like groups that are actually like doing shit. Like whenever you hear about like a mosque getting shut up or like like any temple, right? If it's a bunch of Jewish people that got killed, or if it's
right.
a bunch of people in like Black Lives Matter rallies, it's always like a white supremacist group. So he's saying that a lot of them have gotten their training from like the military. Like a lot of these dudes come from the military and shit, and then
Yeah,
later on they become cops or whatever. And they're saying that like that's pretty much like a lot of what you have in like the current war right now. But I'm like, man, that's fucking crazy. How crazy is it that it ended up being like one Nazi group in Ukraine is fighting another Nazi group in Russia, and it's just a bunch of Nazis killing each other. Like
yeah.
I never thought that would happen. You know what I mean?
No, man. But I mean, that's interesting you say that because like before we jumped on this call earlier. I was just watching a documentary on YouTube, "Surviving Columbine," something like that, and it was about it was pretty much it's recent look at some of the survivors of the kids that were there. They're adults now, and one of the shooters they were talking about. I don't know if it was Harris or Klebold, but their dad was in the military. So he was moved around a lot. So a lot of these terrorist acts too, caused by majority sometimes white dudes. If they're not from the military, they're definitely military wannabes. They're definitely those kinds of guys too. And man, that watching that documentary, man, I felt so bad for those parents. One dude
Yeah,
just
isn't it
took
funny?
up.
Isn't it funny like when you see the reporters like when they interview their parents, like no idea. It's like their parents are like, I had no idea.
Yeah,
You can become like see because like I talked about this with one of my boys the other day. Where he's like, well, dude, he's like, remember what it was like before the internet? Because we all grew up before like smartphones, and
yep,
there was a period where like it kind of sucked because you had less information, but at the same time you were like, hey, did you watch that TV show Saved by the Bell or whatever, like those old TV shows like Family Matters? Like there was a lot of like black entertainment, like for like really solid families and like the Brady Bunch and all that shit. Like most of us had the same upbringing, like the same ideas, so it kind of like kept all of us together. But then like he was saying how like, yeah, he's like, but with the internet now, like you can go in your own little echo chamber where like you could literally like get indoctrinated if you just hang out with like certain, like, you know what I mean, like you just look at like Nazi channels and you go down that rabbit hole and it's just a bunch of other people who agree with fucked up shit like you do. So
Yeah,
so
right,
it's like
right.
everybody's so different now, dude. Like they're so, that's why they're also saying like it's harder to like meet a girl nowadays too, because like because we're not all like the same. Like it's very hard to have something in common with someone because everybody's so different. Like I like that, right? I like individuality. Like, hey, you're into this shit, whatever. But it makes it harder to like kind of like keep everybody together. I think. I don't know.
The internet, you think is harder? I mean, is keeping people apart?
Divided. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
For sure, dude. I mean, it's easier nowadays to get like some type of like dopamine or satisfaction just to watching TV compared to like actually even being with somebody. You know, especially with social media.
Yeah, because I remember what it was like to be in school and like even barely when my mom let me have like a flip phone, and it was like the Motorola, the Razor, and maybe you could download an image. It was just like before that, it was literally just me calling my friends like in elementary school and be like, "Hey, Danny, I'm gonna call you at 5. Just make sure you're there at 5." And it was like a landline, and I had to be there. I had to be there to pick up the phone.
Dude, I still remember when it used to be like, oh, it's like it's free only after like 7 or 9. Call me at
Yeah.
3 minutes.
Or it was like dial up where it did that horrible phone and then that horrible noise and then someone would call you and it would disconnect me from the internet. I'd be like almost downloading a titty. Like those fake images of like Britney Spears and be like, God damn it, Joey, why did you call me? I was almost done downloading this porn image.
Luckily, my dad was a big like computer nut, so he purposely, I think, bought like 2 lines so he could have his internet and we could still have phone calls.
Yeah, dude, wasn't it like either you had the internet or like you had a phone call, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't do
2 lines or something like that.
Yeah, and it was like Netscape. Like it took forever just to upload a page. Like we take
That's
it for granted now
stupid.
because we just click on shit and it just comes up. But back in the day, like if you wanted to look at a picture of a koala or some shit, it would take like an hour for that thing to download it.
The image searches, yeah, back then too. I remember that was a big thing. It was always fun because it was around elementary school. You know, going to computer lab and it's like, all right, you had to do a project on a certain animal or whatever. It's like, all right, cool. You know, you type in, you know, tiger, and then you in Google, and all these, you know, cool tiger pictures come up. And I don't know, maybe it's just because you said it just now and we're talking about it. I can really close my eyes and see those images and it's, you know, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe like 4 in a row, and they go down, and you know the page scrolls down. You know, that's it's like a 2, 3, 4 pages. Now you type in tiger, you know, pictures in Google, and you get like rows upon rows upon rows of things with tiger related. If some chick has tiger stripes painted on her,
Tiger
she's
King.
she's throwing in there. Yeah, Tiger King's in there. You know, oh yeah, you'll probably get that more than an actual, you know, pictures of a tiger. You get Joe Exotic up there.
Yeah,
That's wild to think about. Just how much information is just out there now compared to when we were kids.
dude, and like it changed everything. Like I don't think we realized how much the internet was gonna change shit. Like dating now, like nobody date. Like I remember I used to get numbers at the grocery store. Like I used to hit on girls and be like, hey, you know, do you know the recipe for this? Or like, what do you think about these tomatoes? Are these the right ones? Do I use the little tomatoes? And like, I used to get numbers, dude. And now it's like, if you do that to women, like if you hit on them at like, there's no more record stores. That's where I used to go. Now they just look at you like you're a barbarian, like you're a savage. It's like, are you hitting on me? It's like, like you,
Yeah,
you're supposed
the
to
bass
get
comes out.
yeah, like it's just swipe left, swipe right, and and it's like they're saying that that's why like we already had an obesity epidemic. It got even worse like after the internet because no one goes out anymore. I can't tell you the last time. I used to go to the batting cages. I don't know if you know what that is, where like you put money in the little.
Yep.
Yeah, I used to go there to blow off steam, and I used to knock a couple home runs and shit. And like, I cannot tell you the last time I went to that shit. Like, so I'm guilty of it. I'll admit it. I'll be the first one to admit it. I don't go out as much as I used to before the internet.
Dude, not only that, everything's like it's delivered nowadays. Like your groceries. I mean, I don't know why people like. Because my kids, sometimes I'm like, I don't want to go grab some just because it's a hassle taking her and like and everything. So I just be like, get my all my shit just delivered nowadays. It just comes straight to your house.
Yeah.
Instacart.
Prime. I use Prime.
Yeah, it's shit.
Yeah. Actually, since 2020. Yeah, we've been using the same thing.
I use Amazon Fresh. I get like fucking cantaloupe and peanuts and water and all that shit delivered to me. Yeah.
I used to have what was it called, Every Plate, where like they deliver your groceries and like they just give you the recipes. I'm like, I did that for a while. I'm like, and it's not that
That's
bad.
good.
I'm like, nobody wants to go grocery shopping, dude.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's where I guess where we kind of differ. I actually like going to the stores. And I don't know why, because I'm a very non-social person, but it's not because of the people. It's because there's countless times when my wife, who she works at home, it's convenient. So ever since 2020, we use Instacart, and if I was doing odd shifts at the time, so and I think we were only down to one car, so she had to order the groceries that way, and a lot of times it was good. A lot of times, it's like, why didn't they grab this? They charged you for this, but they didn't deliver it. They swapped this out. They didn't ask. And I can't stand that. Like that, just like that's like such a pet peeve of mine. So it's like I actually like going to the store. All right, I know what I need. I know what it looks like. I'll get it. And and if I see something on sale, it's like the person shopping for me, I don't know if they're going to tell me if something else is the same product, but it different brand and it's on sale. Like they don't tell you that. If you say Hostess, they're going to get you Hostess instead of the generic brand or something like that. So I don't know. I actually enjoy going in there pretty stoned and having a good time getting
Well,
lost.
the thing is, like for me, when I do it, it's usually because it's like I'm down to the last of something. Like
Right.
I just need it, and I don't feel like just going there for like one or two things. So usually it's like I need one thing, and then I'll just add enough just to get the delivery fees, like waivers or whatever.
Oh yeah, exactly. Or I'll do the free pickup. Like what I like doing too is Aldi grocery store. They have free pickup. So I'm like, that's cool too, because I'll go there, pick it up, and then I can actually look and like, oh, you know what? Maybe I needed something else, and so I can go in. I'm already there. Perfect. Or if they forgot something, I could bring it up right then and there. They can correct it. So I don't mind that either.
Yeah, I think just like Roger said, like only if I have to, if I'm out of like, I don't know, like laundry detergent, and I'm like, man, I have one more underwear left. I have to do laundry today.
Oh, no underwear that week. Fuck it.
No, dude, like fucking, it's definitely made people like lazier, I think, and just more lethargic.
But not only that, it's like it's crazy. Like we prefer to actually use like a plastic fork to like
Yeah,
just because I don't want to wash the fucking metal.
yeah, disposable. I do that. Disposable paper plates, all that shit.
Bro, I've thrown away metal forks. I've thrown away glass plates. I've thrown that shit away if I get to that point. There was a point when I had more spoons than knives and forks, and I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. I have no idea how we got all that. No idea how we had so many spoons. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. I had a drawer full of spoons. So
Dude,
every
I'm not
time I
gonna lie,
used a spoon, I threw it away.
I don't know, for some odd reason, like every time like I'll buy like even metal ones, but the fourth Sunday just always disappear. Like I think I just end up just throwing them out by accident or like some shit. Like they just always disappear.
Oh, they probably showed up at my house, and then I ended up throwing them away. That's probably how they got here.
You know what's like same, and the only thing that I am still old school on that I haven't changed really is like I do have the Paperwhite device where I can it's like it's how do you describe it? It's kind of like a tablet where it's for reading. Like it's literally for downloading books.
Like a Kindle.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it is. It's that's just the name of it. I think it's a Kindle Paperwhite / Paperwhite. It's the most recent one I bought that still works. I still like buying physical books. I still like owning the physical book because I'm like, well, what the fuck happens if like, not that it would happen. It's stupid. Like, when am I not going to be able to charge it? But I like not having to charge something and just having it in my hand like a good book. I can just read it. Or like a comic book.
I like audiobooks a lot better.
I mean, yeah. I mean, whenever I see like Morgan Freeman is reading to me, like definitely, it's like you could listen to it in the car and shit. It's definitely more convenient for sure.
I'm a physical book copy guy myself too, because you're not far off on that, Dan. Like, you're not strange about that. I'm the same way. Like I think like, well, what if I don't have it charged? What if it's not enough battery? You know, what if the internet goes out? What if something goes out and I can't get my book or whatever? So I'd rather have physical copy as well. And audiobooks too. Like I got a couple of them that I listened to at work before, and one of them I had to stop because the guy. I mean, the book was interesting. I think it was H.G. Wells' Something to the Moon, and it was a really cool story. I was getting into it, but I get up at 5 a.m. for work, and I start by 6. I start at 6:45, and I'm listening to it, you know, starting throughout the week. So I started on Monday, and by Wednesday I had to stop, and I was almost like done with the book. And I had to stop listening to it because this guy was putting me to sleep. Like, his voice was just going on, and I was just like, fading in and out of work. So, and then it's like I had to put on some, music and stuff to wake me up after that. So it depends on audiobooks for me, I guess.
I wonder, like,
I think it all depends on really if you get somebody that has like a good voice, or like Dan said, like Morgan Freeman.
Right. But see, I feel like Morgan Freeman put me to sleep because I would watch his I think it was on YouTube. He has that Nat Geo show, something about after you die,
yeah,
or what happens if you die, or through the wormhole, and something about God. There's one he did a show about God, and I would watch those, and man, not even 5 minutes in the show, I'm getting sleepy. So I don't know what kind of voice I need. Maybe like a Sam Kinison voice, where someone's just constantly screaming in my ear.
It
was the best of times, and it was the worst of times.
I think about like because I think there are already schools, probably like those like Hollywood places, like where really 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 rich neighborhoods, where like all the kids go like to like a rich private school, or even the public schools are well off. I think they have a lot of those kids, like they each get a computer, like a laptop, and they're reading, like they're using Kindles and shit, where they're not even like doing physical books. So like you, Roger, like you have a kid, right? By the time your daughter gets old enough to like go to school, like I wonder if they're even, I don't even know, like, because again, the internet has changed so much. Like, do they even teach cursive anymore? I remember they were like teaching us cursive in elementary school, and now I'm like, the only time I use this shit is literally when I sign my name, and it's not even cursive. It's just me making stupid ass fucking like giant circles and like it's chicken scratch. It's my own stupid version of.
They even changed like the grading score. I guess like RCs is like used to be like what 70 or something. Now in order to get a C, it's like 50, like 50 or like 55, like some number way lower. It's like, are you serious?
So they lowered
the grade for sure.
Oh my god! So you don't have to try as hard,
bro. Anybody can
like they have that, like like no kid left behind act or whatever.
I was part of that. I was part of that.
We don't want to hurt kids' feelings. Everyone's a winner.
Yeah, thank you. I am.
What is the point of winning? I want to tell people they suck. I want to say, like, I won. I beat you.
The participation trophies.
Yep.
Oh, my God, man. Oh, man.
I don't think I even got one. I don't think I've ever gotten a participation trophy. Maybe I have. In Cub Scouts, I think I did. I think we all got ribbons. And I don't even remember if we won or lost. I can't tell you.
I've heard some of it from, like, my younger cousins who were, like little. They were, like, there was a huge gap between us where they were starting to introduce that to their colleges, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think makes kids softer, dude. Sorry, you're good, dude. I just think it makes kids, like, I don't know, not work as hard. We have, like, a pussified generation. But, like, there's a saying that like explains that where like hard times creates hard people, and they're like soft times create soft people. It's pretty much it's like a different variation of that.
Soft people like create problems, which strong men have to like struggle for, or something like that.
Something like that. I forget how the saying goes. It's pretty much just saying, like, when times are hard, like, people grow up, like, harder. They work harder, and when times are easy, like, people are more soft. They're more like useless, I guess. I don't know. You pretty much have to have adversity is what the lesson is, like, to do great things and shit.
I don't know about that because I know that saying what you're talking about, and yeah, could be. And this is just me. Talking out loud here. But what if, because those hard times they had at that time, there wasn't as much people on the planet. There wasn't 8 billion people on the planet around World War II. You know what I mean? And where was I going with this? Oh, and so pretty much what I'm saying is, like, maybe it's just because it's just based on the time that there wasn't 8 billion people around World War II. There also wasn't technology like what we have now with internet, video cameras, and stuff like that. So not as much of this stuff was seen. So, because, like, what I'm saying is, like, while the men and women were fighting in World War II in Germany, the coverage and focus was over there. I don't know about you guys, but to me, human beings have always been and always will be odd, weird, messed up, nice, fucked up creatures. And I think there were probably some trans stuff going on here. Dumbing down some of the education for the kids. There's probably a lot of the stuff that we see on social media now. I bet all that was taking place back then, but it wasn't viewed or shared as much as it is now.
Mostly like propaganda. I mean, not only that, like, you always gotta think, like, what we hear in history has always been written by the winners. Right?
I think, because I think about, like, whenever I used to get lost, like, and this is on a minor scale, but I know how to read a map. You know what I mean? Like, I know how to read a map, whereas, like,
thankfully, me too. Yep.
Yeah, whereas, like, people like Gotti, like the little 18-year-old worker at the warehouse that we talked about,
yeah,
like, this generation, like my younger cousins, like, they have no fucking idea, dude. They just use their smartphone. Like, they don't know how to read a map. You know? So,
yeah, but I gotta tell you,
Oh, go ahead, Roger.
No, I said it's like their answer is like either just go to Google and figure it out. Google Maps, Google this, Google that.
Yeah, it's the Google generation.
I love that. I love that Google.
I
mean, because, like you said, I'm thankful I can still read a map. But you know how even more thankful I am that I have in my car a little flat screen that has, like, my whole direction routed, picks out the best route for me, tells me where the checkpoints are and stuff like that. I love that shit. Love that shit.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I can just imagine, like, I used to drive a truck, like, how you used to have to, like, take out a whole atlas just to figure out where I was going, and then, like, once you got there, it's like, you miss your stop or your exit, who's gonna redirect you. It's like, you're driving, it's like, oh, hold on, let me take out all this fucking shit just to see where the fuck I'm gonna go. It's like that's crazy
Yeah.
different nowadays.
Yeah, I
Oh,
remember.
yeah.
I remember stop getting lost and like, damn, I missed my exit, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta stop by a gas station because the gas station dude always knew,
Always, no,
right?
always. Even when
Yeah,
I
it's,
worked at a
like I
gas
remember,
station.
like you used to go to like MapQuest, like in the beginning, and like I had to print out your directions to like get there, and then like I said, it's like if you miss your exit, you're like crap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I don't know about you guys. When I missed my exit, I panicked a bit because I was like,
hell
what do I
yeah,
do?
hell
My
yeah.
mom's not here, and I had to go find a gas station, like Dan said, or stop somewhere and be like, hey, trying to get to this place.
I'm
That's what
telling
I
you.
had too, Roger. I had MapQuest, and then I had my mom. My mom was also very good at directions, and she would actually draw me out maps. And the thing about me, I'm terrible with like remembering street names and stuff like that. So I remember more of like landmarks. She'll be like, all right, you take 59 down, and then you remember
That
that ice
McDonald's.
cream place, yeah, or yeah, that McDonald's that we stopped at last week or something. I'm like, yeah. She's like, once you pass that, you go there. You'll see these railroad tracks. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, dude. Like the only thing that I struggle with, even to this day, is like I remember when I was first going to the driver's ed program, and there was two teachers for driver's ed. There was one guy that told you like, okay, make a left here, make a right here, and then there was a nightmare one that I didn't get. Otherwise, I would not have my license even to this day if it wasn't for this dude. Because like there was this other fucking asshole who was like, all right, turn south, or he would be like, turn east,
Where
turn
were you
west.
trying to get to? Do you remember?
You mean like driver's ed?
Yeah.
No, it was just
Like,
basically like
oh,
the point was like I didn't know where south or east. Like I don't know
oh,
what direction what
I
is.
got you.
So
Yeah.
he would fail you. He would fail you and be like, instead of just saying left or right or go straight, I'd be like, he's like, keep going south. I'm like, okay, so that's either keep going forward or like make a left up here. Or like I'll be like, dude, just
Yeah.
tell me what freaking your left arm or your right arm, asshole. Like, god damn it.
Nah, I needed you to reverse.
He's what, Roger? I couldn't hear you.
He's like, nah, I was asking you to go in reverse.
That's what I was thinking too. He's like, I want you to go south. What? Slam on the brake, put that shit in reverse. All right. You're the teacher.
Dude, like honestly, like I think about like if I had to predict, like because it's still the internet, like it's been around a little bit now, but shit is still going. Like the metaverse for fucking Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook, that shit's still going. Who knows if one day it's gonna be like literally like where you plug in some shit like the Matrix, like in back of your head, and literally like we're having a podcast in a virtual world. But like I think about the movie, and I love this movie. I know it's a kids movie, but Wally. Remember Wally, where like it was a bunch of fat
I did
humans?
not see it.
Dude, you gotta watch Wally. It's a fucking, even though it's a kids movie, it's a damn good kids movie. It's even good for like adults. It's just a bunch of fat people on like a hover chair, like Xavier from the X-Men, and
Okay.
they're all looking at TV screens on this hover chair.
Everything's automated because like you don't even have to work anymore. Like you don't gotta do anything because there's like robots that do everything. So it's like we got to the point where like we just sit there and like eat shit and drink.
I'm looking forward to that.
I'm telling you, it's gonna get to some weird place like that. I don't know. Everything is changing, dude. Even fucking like I don't know. I really wanted to talk. I have like a little notepad of things I wanted to talk about. Have you? Okay, so like we all know what the UFC is, right? Everybody knows what combat sports is because even that's like changing. There's this famous YouTuber called Charlie. His YouTube channel is Moist Critical. He started this like slap league tournament type combat sport where like I'm watching it right now on fucking Facebook where literally, and even Dana White's like, yeah, I'm interested in this. I'm gonna he's gonna get into it, but like dude, where you literally you stand in front of somebody with like your arms behind your back and you have to let them slap you, and it's literally like who gives up first. Like if me and you, Alex, we just stand in front of each other, it's your turn. I have to take your slap and like the full brunt of it, like right on my face. And then if I'm not like TKO'd, then I get to go next and I get to do it to you. And we just keep going back and forth until one of us gives up. Like, like it's, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is what's popular now. And then like, I don't know if you've seen like celebrity YouTube boxing now, where it's like Logan Paul and like some celebrity versus like actual fighters and shit, and they're winning, dude. Some of these YouTubers are beating up like actual fighters. So like, it's kind of like I used to watch this thing called Celebrity Deathmatch, where it was done with clay, kind of like
Oh
Gumby,
man,
dude.
yeah.
That became real life. Like that actually exists now. Where like literally like I could call out Joe Rogan and be like, meet me in the fucking like boxing ring or some shit, and I could actually fight another celebrity. Or you can get like, I don't know, like Jerry Seinfeld versus Dave Chappelle or some crazy shit like that. Like that's real now.
Well, they had that show back then. Don't you remember that? It was celebrity boxing, and it was on Fox. And it had the one older brother from the Brady Bunch fight one of the other brothers, I think. And I remember like it was a big deal because Danny Bonaducci was in there. Like some '70s teen kid or whatever that was popular then. And he was like older now, but he was like actually like in good shape and had like a lot of anger issues. He was beating the shit out of other celebrities. You don't remember this? It was like late '90s, early 2000s. I swear it came on like before or after American Idol.
I had no.
But it was like not too long after that show, Celebrity Deathmatch, which is like I think that's on Paramount Plus. Me and my wife were watching it when we first got it because there's a Marilyn Manson one we love.
That's my favorite one too. That's a little bit. I weirdly enough, no, that kind of passed me. I didn't notice that they did that.
Oh yeah, they had few bouts, man. I can't remember all of them, but those two stuck out for me: the Brady Bunch kid and the Partridge Family kid.
I understand that more, like way more, and to some extent, like it's probably more entertaining, right? Because you've always wanted to see those matches. But I don't understand the slap league thing. I don't get that. I get it. I can see why people might like it, but it's not for me, dude. Just like bunch of Roger, have you seen that shit where they just slap the shit out of each other?
I feel like the clips, like on like when I go through like Facebook or whatever, it's like you'll see like random like videos and like you see where like all of a sudden like the one hit like just knocks this guy out. I'm gonna lie, I sort of like that.
I definitely get it, but like you know what's gonna happen though, because it's already happening. Where like a lot of because think about it, you work your ass off, you get on a diet, right? You have to eat like healthy food. You have to like just not eat delicious food. You have to go in the sauna. You have to do push-ups, sit-ups. You have to train your ass off, and then like these professional UFC fighters, they're now like being surpassed because all these other things are getting paid more. Like Jake Paul and all these other motherfuckers, these YouTubers, they're getting paid more. They're making more money, and like these amateur matches and like those slap league things are gonna get more popular because they're already saying how like I think there was examples where like a dude can have a beer gut and come in there like drunk and just perform at a elite level, I guess, for that kind of thing. And a lot of these UFC fighters are mad because they're like, "What the hell? These guys are like making more money than us, and we're actually like the real athletes."
Goddamn right, some respect. You put some respect on that obesity term. For sure, though. That was a drinking game. I don't know about you guys, but that was a drinking game. We used to play that, just slap each other and shit, and so who taps?
I remember that.
I'm really mad that I didn't capitalize on that.
It's only the beginning though. There's gonna come out they're gonna come out with more different kind of sports like that and shit. I still say the biggest sport should have been dodgeball. I'm waiting for like the movie Dodgeball. I want to see a national dodgeball league. Like I want to see that one day. Because you could that's like the only sport where you can actually have women and men. Because I mean, what is the difference really, right? If it's like, let's say like it's
Dude,
like,
I've been nailed by some chicks at dodgeball. Nailed.
Yeah, and like they're smaller. Like if you're a smaller target, like it's harder for me to hit you. And like I'm a bigger target. Like how strong do you have to be to like whale a fucking dodgeball? You don't have to be that.
I mean, they were like they played softball. So that's your answer right there. They did the whole windmill arm spin, ball right to my face. I was in pain. I was aroused. I was everything. And it was a confusing time in my life.
I would like gather some like really big roided up Russian chicks on my team. I would have like the strongest fucking Amazon women, and we would just crush everybody. It'd be pretty cool. It'd be like 5 guys, 5 women. That's the rule. Like it's part of the game. Is like it has to be 5 men, 5 women, and I would have the most roided up fucking Amazon chicks on my dodgeball team. Call ourselves the Purple Vipers.
I would want to see that, but I think I would partake in that because I loved playing dodgeball when I was a kid.
Dude,
Loved it.
Isn't it more
I think
exciting?
I'd still play.
Like fuck baseball, dude. Like I don't watch baseball, like basketball. Like I'm like, dude, I want to watch dodgeball league. To me, that seems more exciting. I don't know. If I ever come up on some money, I'll start it. The 3 of us can start that shit.
There you go.
I don't know. Fucking, I'm watching this slap league shit right here. I don't get it. I mean, I get it. Again, I get it.
Would you do it? Would you try it?
Standing in front of a grown ass man and getting slapped in the face?
Yes.
No. Fuck no. I would. I would not, dude.
Well, for how much? Okay, $5,000. I'll give you $5,000.
Damn, $5,000? No. Nah, it would have to be something like. How much would it take, really?
What?
Maybe
For
like
$5,000?
like 50. Like you pay me $50,000.
Oh, you're
But dude,
pushing it.
But you know I'm gonna get knocked the fuck out. Like I don't think I could
I
take.
don't know that. You don't know that.
No.
You could dominate for all you know.
Nah, man, I have a pretty weak chin, dude. That's why
I got 3 of them. Come on, now.
I would get fucked up, dude. Like one slap is all
real question: how many rounds do you think you go?
One.
There's the question. One
hit.
Oh,
One hit.
man, Roger, how many rounds could you go? How many rounds could you go, and what would be the least amount for you to do it?
I'm pretty well. It depends on the guy too. I mean, if it's like
all right, so let's take an
guy,
opponent here.
I know I'm gonna be like it's gonna be a KO right away. Then like yeah, I mean, it's gonna have to be a lot more money compared to like all right, I got a chance. You know.
Do we all know who Brock Lesnar is?
Yes. Giant dude. Guys.
Roger, you know who Brock Lesnar is?
That is. I think I would go like 3 rounds, and then like minimum at least gotta be like $5,000. That's for the third one, I think I'll probably be like on my tiptoes on the floor.
I would say the same. Minimum at least $5,000, and I'll stand face to face with Brock Lesnar, and I will go as many rounds as I can, but I can't promise you it's going to be like more than 3.
Man.
Yeah, I think like on the third one, I'll probably. I think the first one, like I'll just take, and then the second one, I'll be like dazed enough for like I'll just say fuck it. But like the third one, that's for sure I'm gonna be on the ground.
Yeah. First one, same. The first one I'll take. Second one, I'm really reevaluating how I'm gonna go out, and by the third one, I'm faking a seizure. I will piss my pants to sell it.
I wonder if they take like any kind of like I knew this one dude. What the hell would he do? What's that stuff that like you inject into your gums? Like they give you at the dentist to numb your like the pain before they pull out a teeth and shit.
Novocaine?
Yeah, this dude who I knew who was an amateur MMA guy, he would rub Novocaine on his fucking like gums and shit. And like all over his mouth just so he wouldn't feel it.
That's interesting.
I wonder if that works. Like imagine you take something like that so you don't feel the pain.
Swollen as fuck regardless.
Yeah, like it's not gonna protect you, right? If you get hit, you're out, right? I think it's just sort of pain.
Yeah, I think either way, it's like it's usually when you get hit in the head when you get KO'd or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost forgot. Like I just watched this. I'm sure you guys know who Canelo is, right? He's like the number 1 star. Yep. He's like the Mexican boxer dude, very famous.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jake Paul. I always don't remember if it's Logan Paul or Jake Paul. One of the Paul brothers who boxes. I think he called him out He got his ass kicked by Mayweather though. Mayweather fucking beat the fuck out of him. But yeah, it all goes back to the UFC thing. It's like a lot of these boxers are also complaining because they're like, well, what the hell? These stupid freak matches are making more money than we get paid.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't that funny? Yeah, boxers were mad at the UFC guys, and then now the UFC guys are mad at the slap guys. Who's next? Who's next? I mean, there's that tortilla challenge, slap challenge too. You see that going on? I bet that's going to be next.
Tortilla slap challenge?
So you and a lot of it lately has been like spouses or significant others. You stand in front of each other. You grab each of you has a flour tortilla in your hand, not warmed up, and you have water in your mouth with your cheeks, bulging out. And the whole point is to slap each other like that thing you're talking about, and pretty much who spits out the water first loses. But it's supposed to be a funner spouse or friendlier thing.
Are you making shit up, Alex? Are you trolling right now?
Bro, I am telling you, it's 100% real, and I've been waiting to slap my wife.
I've seen it, but it's like I think it's just all a matter of like it's gonna be a trend, and then it might just end up just going away. Like there's a bunch of shit that like it's like irrelevant for like a month or two, and then like next thing you know, it's like, wait, I totally just forgot about that.
And you watch now. There's gonna be a warning label on soft tortilla packages, just like there is for the Tide Pods. Don't eat these because remember there was that trend. Kids were eating the soap. Yep. These tortillas are for eating, not slapping the shit out of your wife.
I wonder if that's what some of these other sports are going to be like, just like a trend and shit, like the slap thing. Like, because I don't know.
What else can you do? What else can you do? You can't throw any more balls in hoops. You can't do that shit anymore. Things with balls are played out. Besides dodgeball. What else can you do?
True. I don't know, Roger. Do you think it'll be a trend and shit?
I mean, I don't know about it being like going all crazy, but like I know that there's been already like competitions going on for a while, but I don't think like I said, people are gonna watch it for a while, but then it's gonna eventually just die down. Everybody's gonna forget about it and move on to the next thing.
Because like what's like,
and it'll collect its own niche too.
Yeah, for sure. Like, well, because like I don't know if the three of you or the two of you watch football, soccer.
Nope.
But like I don't watch it either. But like even I'm amazed. I'm like, damn, like it still is the number one sport around the world. Like it's the only sport I think that'll never not be popular.
Did you even watch like the World Cup at all?
No. Like I know who won, and I saw like clips, but I didn't follow it.
Like the only like where I listen, like I would just Google like everybody. I just Google it and be like, oh, who won or who's like on top. And that's like about it. Like,
yep.
I never watched any of it, especially because it's like in the mornings. Like I don't want. That's the first, like the last thing I want to watch.
Right?
Well, and then there's things like American football where it's popular as fuck in the United States, but if you go anywhere else, like no one gives a fuck.
Oh no!
So you say football, they're like football.
Yeah, they think you're talking about soccer and shit.
Yeah, they know it as rugby, right?
I think they have
because that's pretty much what it is over there. In other countries, I think like England or maybe like Australia, like they play rugby. That's their football.
Well, their shit is also like cricket and lacrosse is like their thing.
Dude, I never understood cricket, like, and people like even Indian people like, well, it's kind of hard to explain. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's like baseball with goofy rules and shit, and a flat paddle, like the shit you get spanked with. It's like with that instead of a round bat. I don't know. It's just that's why I always thought about.
I still can't go around cricket fields. I get traumatized every time. Can't do it. Battles.
Do you ever play? Speaking of sports, because I guess playing video games is a sport now. Like, do you ever play Fortnite?
I've tried it. I'm not really into it.
It's pretty. I mean, it's still. I don't know if it's still that popular, but like, I remember like Roger and I, dude. Like me and Roger, like we used to get high as fuck and play zombies for like hours. Remember that shit, Roger?
Yeah, dude. I think what was our record? Like 70, like level 70 or 50. I don't. I
We got
remember like
we got pretty fucking far. Like I think we were like, let's
On
try
what
to get to
game?
100
What game?
zombies. COD, Call of Duty, or Black Ops zombies. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, nice. Uh, uh, there was one game like that where me and my he was my manager at the time. But I used to hang out with him after work. Uh, we played Call of Duty, and it wasn't zombies, but it was one of those survivor things where you just had to survive the waves, right? Same thing. And we would just stay up, get blitzed out of our mind, and just try to get further. We got to like the 25th wave. All right, this time we're gonna get to the 26th. Next time 27th. So
was it
I
like the
can't
one
remember. I
where
know
like
we got
you
up.
had, like you went against like actual like NPCs for like you had the juggernaut and everything like that.
Dude, the juggernauts. What? Who was the asshole that came up with those guys? I would scream. I would be blitzed out of my mind in his basement, and we're like screaming, running away down the tunnel because you could just hear the juggernaut coming, and you're out of rockets. You gotta go stock up again, and that's on the whole other side of the map. I'd be tweaking out and shit. That's a fucking rush.
I was always more scared of the like one of the ones that scared me the most was the dogs, the hellhounds.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think the juggernaut was like the equivalent of the dog, but like just like the next just now zombie wise.
Yeah. I never played zombies much, so that's what sucks. And I mean, I'm into that stuff too, but I guess I never had the game or I never got into it. But
I mean, there's
not to say
there's
that I
only
might. Yeah.
there was only certain like maps that I liked because like later on they had more zombies, but I just never got into those maps.
Yeah. Yeah. So like now my online games, so like Fortnite Dan, I think is still pretty big, because I know my best friend's stepson plays it, and he's like, the mom spends thousands of dollars buying the kid the skins, the different guns, and the new trends, the new update, moves and stuff like that, because that's you're not cool if you don't have that. And my wife's brothers, like 17, 18. Man, I would watch them. I'd watch them play Fortnite, and they're just like building and building, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you just building this thing up? And then they just be like tearing people down, and I'm like, that's insane. Like, that's all they do, though. That is literally just all they do. And I'm over here in Skyrim trying to protect Whiterun from dragons. That's all I'm trying to do. That's how I get down.
But I think that's the reason like I never really liked Fortnite. Everybody's gotten to the fact where like they're so advanced. I'm like over here as the noob. They're fucking just keep getting get shot at like every fucking 2 seconds.
Yeah,
There are certain
yeah. So like,
games.
that's my.
No,
Uh-huh.
no, I was just gonna say there are certain games that like define an era where they get so fucking popular. Like remember like my sequence, and again this isn't the proper order and shit by no means, but I remember Mortal Kombat was like a big thing because that was the first video game where there was blood and people were like knocking people's heads off, and they came out on the news like, oh, this is creating violence and kids are going crazy. And then Halo came. Halo to me was like everybody has a first. Like Mortal Kombat was the first with like violent blood games, fatalities. Other games
Yeah.
started having fatalities, and then there was Halo. That was the first perfect, like really good, like Perfect Dark and like James Bond, GoldenEye were kind of like that too. The good first person shooter, but Halo was the one that
Yeah.
perfected it. Halo was a badass first person shooter, and then came like Minecraft. Like Minecraft is probably still pretty popular, but
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
just certain fucking games that like take over for like the longest time.
I still play Halo, because they have a free online multiplayer, and that's how me and my brother we stay connected. We play like, well, we just played last night till like 2 or 3 in the morning. Um,
Oh, I
So are
gotta
you
get
guys
Starting
on.
around like 9.
Xbox guys or PlayStation?
Xbox. I have an Xbox and I have a PlayStation 4.
I wonder if I should get
Um,
one because like I want to play with like you. I would play with you, but like Like a lot of my friends, because I bought a fucking $3,000. It was like 3,500. It's an expensive as thing for my work for web design. It's got a lot of power.
Yeah.
But I started hanging around those online people who play video games online, and they have like COD, they have Halo, but I can't get
Yeah.
used to the fucking keyboard. Like using the mouse is
I
okay
can't.
for click and shoot, but
Yeah.
dude, I like jumping by using the space bar and then the arrows and then like the X key does some shit, and like I can't get used to it, man. I'm sure I will. And they do have the option to like connect the Xbox controller to USB,
Yeah.
but it doesn't
Yeah.
work as well. Like you have to like download some other shit to make it work, and sometimes it's like buggy. But
I've never had an issue with that. I used to use my PS4 controller for the gaming PC I had in 2020, and that synced up fine. Just plug it in and play. There was even a menu that would come up on the game itself where you could like assign each button to the action. So X to jump, R2 to shoot, and shit like that. So yeah, hey, yeah. But no, if you ever get on Xbox again, man, just that Halo game is fun. I never played Halo. This is my first Halo game. I've always had a PS4 my whole life growing up. I mean, well, not PS4, PlayStation. That's what we always had. So my brother gave me this Xbox when my PlayStation crapped out on me, and that was that game and Call of Duty Warzone was our game, but Call of Duty Warzone they do charge now, and they also it was just super laggy. Yeah, Warzone they charge. I think you have to buy the game now to play online for multiplayer.
what?
Crazy.
Let me
Dude, I feel like everything's like pay to play nowadays.
Dude, even like if you want to get heated seats on certain cars, you have to pay a monthly subscription. I can't stand that shit.
What?
Yes, I'm starting to notice that. Like, remember why everybody got Netflix? Why Blockbuster went out of business? Why people stopped watching? Like, only old people watch TV and pay a cable bill because of stupid commercials and shit. But like, dude, everything became commercial now. Like, if I watch a YouTube, unless I have YouTube Red, you get commercials and now if I want to cancel a subscription now I have everything. I have fucking Hulu. I have Amazon Prime. I have Netflix. I have HBO Max. I'm like, shit, I did it all over again. It's back to having a cable bill. And yes, there are heated seats like on certain cars. You have to like, it's a monthly charge extra. It's so stupid.
It's stupid because it's like every car has the features, but it's like they just send a signal to not put it on if you don't want to pay for it.
It's so fucking stupid.
Never knew that. That's odd. I've never heard of that. I assumed when you bought a car with heated seats, that's it. Like they're always heated whenever you want it.
Most of them are. It's just a few fucking companies that just want to squeeze every last fucking penny out of you.
It's these new electrical cars that they're like, yeah, we need the financing to make better ones.
Yeah, it's like, can't I just
Tesla fuckers.
like, can't I just buy this and just have it work? Why do I have to I have to download or get some extra shit to get the complete package? It's so dumb. I don't know.
Well, it's fucked up because it's like everything's just either it's meant to only last so long. It's like even your iPhone. It's like I'm pretty sure every time you update it, they supposedly they cut your battery power or whatever.
Oh yeah, they do. They've gotten caught.
Make it worse.
Apple, where they had to admit it, they do it on purpose, where they make you drain the battery life more to the point where like they've pretty much forced you to get the new iPhone. Like I have the last one. I have the last version that had the headphone jack, so I can still plug in my headphones. But I had to buy iPod or not. I didn't buy the iPods. I just bought like generic pods for
yeah. That's what I got. I got some generic pods for my iPhone.
They work pretty good.
They work just as fine.
Yeah,
I'm using them now. I love them. 9 hours. You get 9 hours out of one earbud. The earbud I had before was like 6 hours, and I use these at work because I have to have music. I can't, otherwise I'll freak out.
Yeah, I use them for like when I go to the gym. I listen to like a podcast or whatever. It's pretty much what we're doing here, and that's how I'll do my little run. And then if I get tired of podcasts, I'll like switch off to music and shit. But yeah, they're pretty good. I like them.
Yep.
You
guys see how I think Apple is taking their company out of China because so many people are, I think, like so
Wuhan.
many people are like talking smack about how like they use cheap labor and all that stuff and kids to make the iPhones, and I think they got tired
Well,
of this. So I think they're
did you
going
see
out.
like that one video where like they were trying to escape out of the factory?
I'm not laughing because I
Oh
think it's funny. That's fucked up. I'm just, oh my god.
no! Explain what happened, or what is it?
Yeah, tell me.
No, like apparently like I guess like when you go to these factories, like they give you like a house or like a place to stay, or, like a certain time for lunch, but like you just can't exit. And people were like complaining because they couldn't leave after a while. Like they were pretty much being held hostage.
I,
What?
yeah, I
That
do
is
remember,
nuts.
dude, because like you know how Tesla, Elon Musk has factories in China. I do remember Elon Musk like telling, I don't know if he told the government or just that plant, telling the employees like, hey, I need you guys to sleep there. Like he has bunks and shit, like bunk beds where he
Oh
literally,
yeah, I heard that.
dude, like this guy, like what a fucking asshole, dude. You know what I'm talking about, like being like a tyrant. Like imagine, man, if we had to like sleep at our company and just slave away and shit. Like, oh my god, man.
I don't know, Dan, but that one guy we used to work for, I'm pretty sure he would have that he would not put that. I would not put that past him. I'm
If he
pretty
could,
sure
if
he
he,
could. If he could, he would have.
yeah,
He would have.
yeah, not gonna lie,
He
you're
wanted us to make that place our life as much as it was his life. And I get it, but I also don't get it.
if I was or ever do become a business owner, I am not gonna. I'm not even gonna tell my employees to come in on fucking weekends. I don't like that shit. It's like Saturday and Sunday. That's your day, dude. You know what? It makes me want to move to what fucking country did this? I want to say England, dude. Other countries are adopting the four-day week, 4 day work
Oh,
week.
work week.
Yeah, did you see
Yeah,
that shit?
I heard of that.
I think some countries are saying
Yep.
like 3 days or even pushing it to like 3 days. I'm like, dude, imagine only working like Monday through Thursday and then having Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. I had that. There was only one company that I ever worked at here in the US, but they did it this way. We're like, all right, you can do 10-hour shifts and then you can get like Friday off, or you can do like, I think they said 12-hour. Whatever you had to make the difference to get the 40 hours or
Yeah.
38,
Yeah.
they would literally let you work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So literally, you could have off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, if you work more hours for the first 3 days. That,
Yeah. My brother does that. He does 4 days on, 4 days off. So like four days, 12-hour shifts. And they switch. So it'll be from Monday, Tuesday it'll be 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then Wednesday, Thursday it would be 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And then he's off for like 4 days.
yeah, because if you work 3 12-hour days, that's what, 36 hours? So it's just four shy hours of being fucking your 40. Honestly, I would rather do that. You know what I mean? Because like your life shouldn't be just working, man, forever. Like you should have like more time to play and spend time with family. Like if I was a business owner, that's the way I would do it. I would make it optional. I'd be like, hey, if you want to work, 8 hours Monday through Friday, cool. But
Yeah.
even like this last company I work with, and granted it wasn't a lot, but every Friday he would let us go home early by like an hour. So like instead of getting off at 5, we'd get off at 4, and that was pretty
That's
cool.
dope. That's cool. That is cool because that's something you look forward to, and it's a nice break and stuff like that. Like I, I don't know about all of Italy, but I know in my wife's town, she was telling me that uh, every day around lunchtime, shops close up. They close up, and people go home to their families, and they have their family time. They have lunch. They have time to take a nap and all this stuff, and then they can go back to their stores and open up. And then on Sundays, nothing is open. Like
Yeah,
very few things are open,
is that
and because it's cool, like they like it. I mean, that they like it like that. But then you also have to think though, that's a small town, that does that. So like, are they trying to be, like Chicago over here, where they're just trying to rake in money from tourism, from people, businesses and stuff like that? No, they're not trying to be like that. They're just trying to live simple.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because like no, that's actually like a real thing. Like not just that town, I'm sure, because like most places in Europe, dude, most places outside of the U.S. and like Asian countries, it's all Asian countries and the U.S. are like crazy, but everywhere else, like if you go to Latin America, excuse me, I have a sore throat. If you go to like Latin America or Europe, Sundays like you'll be very hard pressed, or it'll be very hard to find anything open. Like even if they are open, like they only stay open till like 1 p.m. or like 12.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be like
Yeah, and it's probably certain places, probably like pharmacies, or it's probably like little food stores or something. It's probably like necessities kind of stuff. It's not like like an arcade or something like that.
Yeah. I like that.
I'd like to visit one of those kinds of countries or something like that and see how that's different from here. Because I've never really left the States.
Yeah, like eventually, like one of my goals is eventually I want to get the fuck out of the U.S. I want to go live in Mexico, have my internet connection, and just kind of like have enough clients, right? Have my clients building websites and charging them the monthly maintenance fee, and I just kind of want to live off that, get myself a nice little hottie, and just kind of just chill, dude, because it's way too stressful, man. Like now that I've connected more and I've seen more people, talked to more people living outside the U.S., like I really do think that like Asian countries like Japan and like the US and China and stuff, like they're fucking crazy, dude. Like it is fucking crazy. Like how they like it's become the norm to like make your job like your life. Like this is just how you're supposed to fucking live and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. I get it.
Yeah. And like healthcare is a big thing too. Like there's I know people that have like really debilitating, like really huge health problems, and it's hard to get like health care because even if you do have health care,
insurance is expensive as fuck too, dude.
yeah, you have to, because even if you have health care, you still have to pay like the what is it, the premium or the deduction or whatever the hell they call it,
deductible. Yeah,
the
premium.
Yeah. So other countries it's fucking free. Like this is why I always say, when like I live in the U.S. and I'd much rather live here than in China and other places for sure. Like if I was in Afghanistan, but at the end of the day, man, like this whole like the U.S. is the America's like the greatest country on earth. It's like that's just not the case anymore. Like there are other countries that figured it out and have a way better like system and work-life balance.
You haven't heard like we're like a person with like a Gucci belt on, like we're flash and everything. But reality.
Yeah. America's a third world country with a Gucci belt. I've heard that. Well, dude, like, look at our education system. Look at how it's pretty much catered to rich people. If you want to get a solid education, like you have to be rich. And honestly, I think it's overrated, man. Like I paid a lot. I'm almost done paying my student loan debt. But if I could go back and talk to the younger me, I would have slapped myself and be like, do not go to fucking college. You don't need college. You don't need a degree. This is stupid as fuck. Get into debt.
It's like your high school diploma, like everyone's like, oh, you need it. I've never been asked to actually show it to anybody.
Mm-hmm. No, I disagree. I don't think you need money to get a good education. Plenty of smart people never went to college or anything, and they're, I don't know, they're pretty fucking smart to me.
It's just a business, dude. That's what people don't realize.
Exactly. Right.
It's not to educate you. It's just to get your money. Colleges are just the same.
It's not only that. I think the only good thing that it actually has is just a matter of who you connect with and like maybe going like through the same school with other people.
Yeah, like networking and shit. Yeah.
And that's where like the good thing about the internet comes in, because you have those things like LinkedIn, and then just endless supply of information. You can just learn this stuff yourself.
Yeah, I think a better usage of time would be like they need to bring back trade schools. You know what I mean? Remember when you could learn like a trade? Like everyone that I know who's a plumber, right? Or is some kind of like some skill like that, or an electrician, those guys are making bank. Not the fucking chick or dude that got his degree in like, I don't know, art history. Like those motherfuckers are broke, dude.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because you said that, and I just remembered years ago. I was looking through my parents' yearbook. You know, it was a '70s high school yearbook, and there's pictures of. It was like a whole like section of their trade classes. There was guys in the wood shop. There's the people in the what do you call it, the autos class, um, metalworking, whole bunch of like stuff like that. I'm like, man, they really did it right then. Like they were teaching people trades, like stuff that they could use, in the real world. Like, yeah, they have wood shops still, and they still have auto mechanics and stuff, but they really like, yeah, they teach you the basics and stuff like that, but they don't really. From what I saw on this old yearbook, I mean, these guys were actually like in the field, actually doing stuff what they were taught, and applying it. It's pretty interesting that we don't do that anymore. I would have really loved to have done that. I thought I probably would have been maybe picking up a better trade or something like that.
Yeah, man, that's really where the money's at. And think about how like less stressful it is too, man, to not be yelled at by a boss or work at some warehouse. Like you can just go to somebody's home and fix their toilet. Like those are the people that I target for making websites. There was this one client I had when I worked at my web agency, Harry. His name was Harry. He's like, yeah, everybody. Yeah. He had like a European accent. He's like, everybody poops, Danny. He's like, everybody poops. I wish I become plumber sooner. I become millionaire by now. Cause yeah, man, it's like you need a toilet. You know what I mean? Like it might not be this luxurious fucking title like being a doctor or whatever, but because even doctors are broke and shit. They're not making as much money as like
dudes. Even doctors have the shit.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Being an electrician or a plumber, it's way more practical, dude. Not to mention, you're not left with a bunch of fucking student loan debt. Think about that shit, right? You're into debt, like fucking six figures, hundreds of thousands of dollars, because you wanted to major in art history. It's so stupid.
Hey, did you get cleared for that, or were you part of Biden's little?
Yeah, they shaved off.
You getting this thing?
20. I still got some left over, but yeah, they shaved off 20 grand, which is nice.
That's pretty sweet though. That's good.
That is sweet. I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty fucking badass. I mean, that's 20 fucking grand that I don't have to pay. But at the same time, that's why I also hold out too, because I'm like, man, what if 1 year they're just like debt forgiveness across the board, and I'm like, fuck, I just paid all that shit that I didn't have to.
Yeah. Well, won't you feel relieved when they hit that nuke button?
Dude, that has
been. You don't have to worry about anything anymore.
That has been my number one goal, is getting out of debt. And really, it's like I don't feel like I'm in debt because it's the only thing that I really owe. Like I own my car, I own my home.
Right.
Like the only debt that I have really is my student loan debt. Like that one mistake that I made, but even that, it's like I'm almost done paying off the whole.
Yeah. And you only got one. I mean, there's people out there that probably have like 10, 20, so pretty fortunate in that way. But it still sucks, yeah.
Yeah, I know so many people that have credit card debt. They still owe money on their car, their house, their fucking, like, and their student loans. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can't imagine.
Yeah, I mean, me and Christina just got out of some debt that was looming over us for like 3-4 years. We just got out of it a few months ago. So we're really taking advantage now and just kind of actually being able to have our money. And starting next year, we're going to be able to start actually saving, because we couldn't before. Like I couldn't give her $25 to put away. You know what I mean? Like that's how
it's how tight
dire we were in. It's like, yeah, man. It's like, yeah, like I need that 25.
Yeah, I try to save like a couple hundred, like with every check and shit. Like I just have to, dude. Like nowadays, just to keep above, to keep a nice little build up, a nice little nest egg for when I retire, if at all. Like I talk, like, do you think you'll ever retire? I talk to people nowadays who are like, because the thing is, like, a lot of people don't realize that Social Security is not. It might not be enough, dude. It might not cover it We're like,
not be enough, but it might not even be there by the time we're 60, dude.
dude, some of these Republicans, like, you hear these motherfuckers, like, they're not joking. Like, some of these dudes are serious. Like, they want to get rid of Social Security.
Yeah.
and this is why you see old people working at Walmart, because they can't retire.
Yep.
There are literally some old people that, like, they work for their entire life and then they just die. They can't retire.
Yeah. Yep.
Roger, you were going to say something?
Okay.
Okay.
No, go ahead, Alex.
No, I guess. Well, I was just gonna say that. That's my whole thing, right? Like, so I'm told that I should have a 401k and everything like that, and I do. I have the option for or 401k, and my company matches it and everything. And people, they're like, "Why don't you do that? It's your future." And it's like, you know what, man? Who's to say I live to 60? And 60 is a very minimum age. My mother-in-law just told me that her retirement range for her to get the max out of her Social Security, Dan, you know she has to be 67.
67? Really?
Yeah, 67, and then she can get at least, I think it was like 2,500 or a little bit more than that a month.
Yeah, this is why I used to. There's two things I don't do anymore, no matter what company I work for: 401k and health insurance. So now I pay for my health insurance. I go to Blue Cross Blue Shield, and it's like $131 a month. It's not bad, and I get premium coverage and shit, and then 401k. Here's why.
Wow.
Most companies nowadays, those days are over. Most companies nowadays do not offer you 401k. Very, very rare where you bump into one. And most companies, you don't work there and die there anymore. You don't move up the corporate ladder. Everybody's a floater. Everybody goes from job to job nowadays. So literally, you're just transferring your 401k. And this last company I work for didn't even have one. So it literally just sat there. I had like 14 grand, I think, from that shitty company we worked at. So I pulled it out. So like right now in my bank account, I have 10 grand. I have like 10,300. That's like the most I've ever had. But that's because that was from my 401k and I was putting down like 10% or something. But I have it there and I will never get another 401k. I pulled it out. I got hit with a penalty and I pay for my healthcare. Like I've gone to companies where they're like, "Hey Danny, how come you haven't signed up to our healthcare?" I'm like, "Because I'm not staying here, dude." It's like, what am I going to do when I get fired or I quit? I'm not supposed to have health insurance until I get the next job. It's stupid. So that's why, like, I pay for my own health insurance now, and I save my own money. I don't rely on 401k or any of that shit because, like, those days are over, dude. The days of working for a good company where they take care of you, that's just not going to happen. So that's why I don't bother.
Well, two things. One, what is your PIN number? And two, I actually, you know what? I have a good company that I work for, man, fortunately. Zebra, they match you on your 401k, and they do have a lot of like career advancements that you can do there. And the health insurance, I have like same thing, Blue Cross Blue Shield. And for me and my wife together for the premium, PPO, I can go anywhere I want. I pay like $116 for both of us, and that's with my dental included. So, but you're right? Say something happens and I don't have that job anymore. Well, there goes my insurance.
Yeah, I just got tired of that, man. Like, I got tired of not having it. Like, I don't want to do it all over again. Like, okay, I got to sign up for this. Okay, I got to sign up for this 401k. Okay, I don't work for this company anymore. Now I got to call it. I got to have it transferred. I'm just like, I'm not doing this shit anymore. I get so tired.
Yeah. It can be exhausting. You're right.
Yeah, it's like I can afford it, whatever. It's just, I don't know, it's less stressful for me. Like I just prefer doing it this way. But that's, not knocking anybody that doesn't, through a company, because some people might get in there are those companies, but they're rare. Like even like my boss used to rant
You're
and
right.
rave about Deere. What is it, John Deere? Is that how you pronounce it? John
John
John.
Deere.
Yeah, John Deere.
It's right there.
Well, because
Okay.
they're known for starting their employees like at $30 an hour, right?
Oh, I
So
didn't know that.
yeah, so they're like one of those like companies like Google, where they're known for being like really really good about paying their employees and having like a severance package and like really good benefits, yada yada yada. But even those companies now, like their employees are they're protesting, they're on strike and shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think like the peak of
All of those
Americans.
places are like union jobs, aren't they? That's why they're striking.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Those are the jobs you want. You want union jobs, but that's what like a lot of people are making the point is like, look at how they gutted. They gutted the union jobs. Were like there's not a lot of them left. You know what I mean? Like that I can think
Yeah.
of.
And it's hard to get in. Sometimes you got to know somebody to get in.
Yeah, look at the railroad workers. How Biden just fucked them all. They're like, fuck you, get back to work.
I didn't read up on that. What was that about?
It's pretty much the same
I
thing. They're
just
like,
heard about
hey,
it.
because they were always on call. They're like, hey, dude, I haven't been on vacation in like years. Like, how about some better benefits? How about some paid time off? And like Biden was pretty much like, get fucked, just go back to work.
Rightfully so. I want my goods, goddamn.
Oh shit,
I
man.
mean, think about it. How easy of a job that is. I would love to be a train conductor. You get to travel across country. You just tow stuff. You stand in one cart. You pull one lever. You stop and go. You don't have to unload anything, and
Well,
you get to
no,
see the backside country road.
well, no, it's not.
I
It's
mean,
not.
wait.
It's a lot of like welding, because like a lot of those like they're welders and shit. You know what I mean? Like they have to fix
Yeah.
the I don't know what they're
Oh,
called.
so the
pretty
guys
much
that work
it.
the track.
Yeah, it's the track fixing of the tracks and fixing of the containers. So
Okay.
those are the people that were like
Oh,
complaining.
those are the ones striking, not the engineers so much.
Yeah.
I gotcha. My bad.
No, it's all good. It's
Get back to
all,
work.
it's all good in the hood. I didn't even ask you, Roger. Like, where are you working at now, brother? I know
well,
last
I
time I
actually
told.
work for
Good.
I work for a plumbing company, which is with the union. So
Is it the same one with the Russian dudes?
this is like with some other like the union guy. It's a different guy.
All right, cool, nice. So see, that's what I'm talking about. It's like you like it
You
though.
guys got shit?
They pay you good.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, I'm not union yet, but like, I'm trying to get in there. But I mean, these guys get paid like $50 an hour, like after like 5 years, and then like they go to school once a week, which is paid for.
See, now that's what I'm talking about. Like that's a good job.
That's a
Like
nice setup.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that's rare. Think about like how common is that? Think about how long it took you, Roger, to find a job like that.
Yeah, I'm not lie. I mean, and then it goes back to it's like pretty much if you know somebody, it's easier to get in there compared to like you just walking in like with no idea.
Yeah. And let me if I can ask, do you see like well Dan said that it took you a while to get to a job like that. Is it because you have a child that you feel like you have to kind of push yourself or trying to push, maybe you're out of your comfort zone to get something like that so you can have a good like setup for your kid and everything like that?
I
Like a
mean, not.
motivation.
I mean, I got this job before she was here. So,
Okay.
I mean, she's only 3. So, I mean, I've been with something like for 4 years, but I started off
Okay.
as I started off as their driver, and like I'm trying like somewhat go to be actually a plumber.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so like
I don't know that. Sorry. I asked kid questions because I got married myself and like kids is always being like brought up to me when you have kids. Why don't you have kids and stuff like that? And it's like, man,
Well,
there's so many
I mean,
factors.
for me, I mean, it's probably different because like I'm a single dad. So, I mean,
Okay.
I needed it because I mean, if not, I mean, even just sending my kid to daycare is expensive, you know. So it's like,
Oh man, I can't imagine.
Fucking
yeah, it's
daycare.
just like,
Yeah.
I've
yeah,
heard some ridiculous numbers.
I mean, I only have her for part time because luckily she goes to school in the afternoon. So
Yeah,
I'm paying like $200 a week.
I know a couple at my job pay 600 a week.
Are you fucking kidding me? 600? Damn.
Yeah, I
Bro,
mean, dude, once they go full time, it gets really expensive.
yeah, man, and that's for 2 kids. And they said that's a deal. I'm like, what? Did you
Dude,
just say that's a deal?
like with mine when she was supposed to be like a little baby when she was going full time, I was paying like
Yeah,
375.
yeah, man.
Dude.
Wow,
I remember I
that's what
worked.
I'm saying, man.
There are companies that have daycare, like as part of the thing.
Yeah,
Those are badass companies. They have like a little ball pit and those tubes like at McDonald's, old school, where the kids can go in.
yeah, dude. You just toss your kid in and head off to work. My wife, her job when they had an office set up, because like I said, now they pretty much have everyone from home. But when they had their office set up, I remember her telling me that yeah, they even had a daycare center. A lot of people were like for it, like they were like very happy about that. So it's like
Yeah,
it's an important thing.
I wouldn't lie. I would love that we had my place here still.
Yeah,
So
well, you want to
expensive.
know
Not
your
only
kid's
that,
safe.
like
Yeah.
even the daycares themselves, dude. It's like it's hard to find a good one.
Dude, all these horror videos I've been seeing, all these things that come out of like daycares, that again, that is like another factor of like, do I if I have a kid, am I gonna go that route? Will I have to go that route? And then the same thing like with you, you have to find a good one and trust these people with your kid.
They're putting NyQuil in like the fucking drink with the cookies to make them go to sleep, so they're not like running around and shit.
And here's the thing,
See,
I'm not totally against that because I that happened to me. My uncle would
Easy.
give me NyQuil to put me out. So hey, go to sleep.
This guy. Have you seen the one by me? I literally like right next to my condos. It's a daycare center.
Bro, we would blow bong hits out your window, and there's like kids playing like
Oh my god! Like
half football field away, from us. And
I remember.
they're all right. They're all right.
Yeah, because you would come over to my place, and so would Roger. Like back when I used to smoke weed, and I think I mentioned to both of you. Like, I always feel guilty because I'm like literally high as fuck, all red eyed, blowing the smoke out in the direction of the daycare kids. I used to see them fucking playing out in the fucking yard. Shit.
Yeah, right. You used to mess with me. Now I smoke joints outside my garage, and families walking by. Hey, what up? How's it going?
Sometimes a ball like goes over the fence, and then they come to the fence and like, Mister, can you toss us a ball back? And I'll throw it over and shit. High as fuck. Yeah. Back in the day.
Oh, I do. Yeah, my backyard. Kids' balls will get tossed in there. Throw it right over. No biggie.
But Roger, man, like I was gonna say, Roger, and you don't have to talk about this, and I'll just be like, no, I'm not comfortable talking about it. We'll change the subject. But I didn't know you were single now. I thought you were still married to because I still remember her. I remember where you guys like first hooked up. I forget her. You'll have to excuse me. I totally don't remember her.
Jessica.
Yeah, Jessica. It's been so long, man. Sorry. I forget names. Yeah, Jessica. The ginger. The redhead.
Yeah, no, I mean, pretty much. We had some disagreements. It went through court, and I ended up just getting custody.
Right. So it's just pretty much that's it. It's just like simple, like it's just we disagreed on shit. It's like it wasn't working out. Later.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, she wanted to go her route, and I'm just like, all right. I mean, do you just sign the paper? And she's like, all right, cool.
Damn. So was it like mutual? Like both of you were like, yeah, let's just do it. We're not really into each other as much.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, pretty much. Like she still wanted to like party, do her thing, and then she wasn't ready to be a mom. And just like, well, she sort of fucked up already. So I'm like, hey, if you don't want to, just sign her over and go do whatever the fuck you want.
She still wanted to
Yeah.
party? That was the thing?
Yeah, yeah. Well, do drugs, do shit like that.
Gotcha. Yeah. I don't,
That's another thing for me too. I still like to party. I mean, I don't go out. I party. I party in my house. In my pajamas. That's a good enough time for me. But that's another thing too. I don't. I'm not. I don't want that responsibility yet.
Trust me. I mean, like at that time, I didn't even think I could have kids, so she sort of came as a surprise. So
Sure,
it's
sure.
like, you know, like it's like for her, like I I didn't want to have a kid at the time, so it's like, well, at the same time, she's here now, so I just
Exactly.
had to suck it up.
Well, and that's respectable because that's the thing, right? It's like nobody's ready. Even like me and my wife, like if we do decide to have a kid and we do plan it out, I've never had a kid. He's never had a kid. And I know you don't get a damn manual when the thing comes out. So like, yeah, dude, it's a whole new world you're tossed into. And it's either it's that saying. I love that saying. It's either you shit or get off the pot. That kid didn't ask. He's got no choice. You got to take care of it.
yeah, I still have I have my cousin, my one cousin, I think he's on his third marriage. And I was there for like the first marriage, the second marriage, the third marriage. The dude's got
Yeah.
he's got 3 different kids. Not 3 total. He's got way more than 3 kids. But he's got 3
Oh,
different
shit.
kids from 3 different baby mamas and shit.
You see that one? There's that one chick online that everyone's mad at. She's got like, fuck, was it 11 kids by 8 different dudes?
Oh, what's her name? On YouTube?
No, it was some news article, but she was like some kind of like hot mom, and that's like people were getting mad at her and stuff like that because she's banging and making kids, and she's like living off the system. Some like pretty white girl with tattoos and stuff like that. So it was hilarious. Like the news story keeps circulating. This is what, and I posted it to my friends at work. I said this is like the second month in a row
Yeah.
that they're still posting this story. I said either they really want this girl to get more babies and more hookups, or they're really just trying to emphasize stop having kids like this chick is doing. But
Dude, I'm not
man,
high. Dude, fucking child support. Dude, they'd be fucking almost taking about half your check.
oh yeah.
Do you have to pay child support, Roger? Or no?
He has his kid. He wouldn't have to.
I was like, why would I have to pay and raise it?
Oh yeah, that's true. I've been single for too long. I don't know how this works.
Like if anything, I could ask her to do child support, but like,
Right?
yeah,
But it's just but you're not the only one in that
Oh my God.
I think situation because it's like it's such a hassle to get that money too from those people.
Dude, I just remembered something. Roger, do you remember that one dude? It was a black gentleman that worked with us. Do you remember I think one time he showed us his check and he only had like he was working like the same hours that we did, but because of child support, I think he only got like $100 or some shit. And it was like a bi-weekly check.
yeah, I know who you're talking about, but like, dude, it's crazy. Like my friend just got divorced, dude. Like from alimony and all this other crap. Dude, like they're about taking like almost 70% of his check.
Well, yeah, because remember I told you my cousin, he's on his 3rd baby mama. I asked him, he's like, dude, I don't even want to talk about it. I'm like, just tell me like how much is it per kid? He's like, dude, he finally told me. He's like he's like, I need a drink if we're gonna talk about this. He's like, dude, he's like, I have 5 kids, dude. It's like I have to pay 500 500 per kid, dude. And she's like, she wants more.
I don't know how he can like. That's the one thing. Like, after having this one kid, I don't think I ever wanted to have like another baby mama. Just like, dude, dealing with them, it's a hassle.
Yeah, the hassle, right? It's not worth it. Can't be worth it. Can't be.
That's why I don't understand that guy that gets married. You know those fucking it's like a meme almost by now, where it's like, I'm working on my 5th marriage. And he's like laughing and shit. I'm like, How the fuck is
Yeah.
that funny? You crazy asshole! Like, are you?
Oh no, it can be. It can be because when me and Christina went to the courthouse to get registered to get married, they ask you questions and they're like, have you been married before? No, so this is your first time. So then this other couple, older couple, comes in behind us. They're in the people next to us. I'm drawing a blank with the name,
Yeah.
but the next teller next to us, and they're that person's asking them the same questions, and they're like, they asked the guy, is this your first marriage? And he said, no, this is my third. Then they asked the woman, guess one of you, both of you, guess
6.
guess how many times. All right, Danny says 6. Danny says 6. Roger, what marriage is this woman's that I'm talking about? What number do you think this is her marriage?
I think it's the fifth.
5th. Boys, add those together. 11.
Oh, hell no.
This is her 11th time, and she put her hand on her face. She's like, "Oh, it's so embarrassing." Christina and I caught it at the same time. We looked over, and the guy had the look on his face like he just found out. Like he just found that shit out. And I'm like, dude, get out.
I think
fucking turn around and get out right now. Like, what are you doing, dude? This is our 11th time? Oh my god, dude. Me and her had a good laugh about it. That's for sure.
It's like,
We
dude,
still talk about it.
did something happen to your 5? Did you poison them? Is it fucking money? Is this a gold digger? Holy shit, dude. That would scare the shit out of me. It's like,
It was an older lady, like an older couple. Like not like what you would think, I guess, from that kind of thing. Like she wasn't by any means to my standards like attractive at all. And the dude was like an old, gray-haired, fat, kind of chubby dude. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
I just honestly, like, I just think, I don't know, like, I'm the kind of guy that, like, I'll try anything one time, dude. I'll get outside my comfort zone. Not that that's a good example, right? Marriage is kind of something that people just look at like that's just natural. That's just a natural progression to through life. Like my mom looks at me like I'm a man child. She's like, you're almost 40, cabrón. You know, she's like, she wants grandkids, right? I'm like her only child. So like anytime I come over, she's like, oh, why don't you come to church with me and you find a nice girl, blah blah blah. And I'm like, Mom, there are no nice girls left. Do you understand? Do you understand that we're talking about unicorns at this point? I would find more unicorns than these actual girls. Like I'd have better luck finding fucking a pot of gold and a leprechaun than some of these chicks. And you know what? To the girls, in the girls' defense, guess what? There's probably a small pool of good dudes out there too. Competent dudes, all right? Most guys probably are losers. There. I'll keep it even. So the feminists don't come after me going like, you guys...
It's 50-50, dude.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's 50-50.
Yeah, it's shitty people on both ends. You know, it's hard to find someone who you can relate to, who like you have in common with, who pretty much has the same honest goal as you do. It's like, hey, do you want to just raise some happy kids? Let's just try our best. Blah blah blah. I'm sure it's hard, dude.
Right.
I'm sure it is.
Right. Yeah.
But,
and that's the thing with me and Christina. It's like we both have like kind of one foot in on the whole baby talk and stuff. But that's what's cool about my relationship with her is that we won't do it until we're both into it 100%. And then see what happens after that when you roll the dice. It happens or whatever. Kid has a flipper or not. So
yeah, that's what's nice about you and Christina. Nice. Yeah, it's like you guys are on the same page. We're like, that's kind of rare because most people I talk to, it's either one doesn't want a kid and the other one does. So it's kind of like there's conflict there. Whereas at least both of you guys are on the same you're on the same page on things.
Well, it's still like that, right? Like she wants one and I don't, but it's still like we still teeter-totter. We can still talk about it. And you're right, like what I have with her is special because again, that bitch was on her 11th marriage. That's insane.
Crazy. I think honestly, not saying this just because you're my buddy, but I think you'd make a great dad. Like if you were my dad, like if I had Then I'd be like, my dad's pretty cool. The dude's got
Makes sense.
fucking cool tattoos, and he plays heavy metal.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, like now that I got my life, like for the longest time my life wasn't figured out, right? Like I was fucking smoking weed and shit. Not saying there's anything wrong with smoking weed, but the way I was doing it was kind of fucking stupid. Like I was spending
We hear your tone. We hear your tone, buddy.
Dude.
Keep going. Just keep going.
$300 a month. I'm like, what the fuck was I doing smoking that much weed? Like I was wasting way too much money.
Having fun. You're having fun, man.
Anymore?
What's up?
Anymore?
No, I quit. I quit smoking. It's been like since the pandemic started, kind of like 2020, towards the end of it. So it's been in 2023. It'll be like 2 years that I stopped smoking a weed. And I was telling Alex, it's because like I like it. Like trust me, there are some days where I'm looking at somebody smoking weed, like a friend of mine, or like I smell it. I'm like, man, I would really like to smoke weed right now. But it's just I didn't even quit because of like money or because I thought it was a bad thing to do or just like that. I just noticed like when I don't smoke weed, I don't know. I just feel like it forces me to do more shit. Like I get more shit done, and the more on top of things. And the money's nice, right? Obviously, I get to save more money, but
right.
It's also just like I don't know. Like I just feel like I feel like it's kind of like Minecraft or kind of like a video game or like maybe like a sport. It's like I used to be into the UFC, and now I'm just not into it anymore. I don't have time, and I'm out of the loop. Or like playing GTA. I used to love playing GTA, but now it's like I just don't. Like I think that's what happened with weed. It's like it wasn't because it's not a moral thing. I just think it's just the end of that journey. Like I'm just like like I like it. It's great. I have nothing bad to say about weed or people that still smoke weed. I just think I got tired of it. I just kind of got bored with it, you know.
Because if you did, you lose both your guests right now. No, like I get what you're saying, but I don't know. I think I'd still, because I don't know where the hell I'm at, dude. In life, I'm 32. I'm gonna be 33 next year.
Yeah.
I don't have a direction. I don't feel like I really need a direction. I'm under this whole thing that we're just floating. Just we're floating in space. Just floating in life. That's just how it is. Things events happen. Adversity of or challenges come up and stuff like that, and you either face them, you don't. I don't know. I don't take it. I don't know. From what I'm hearing, and I could be wrong, could be totally wrong, but it sounds like you're kind of like you're taking your life or life more seriously, right? Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. I mean, yeah. You hit the nail on the head. I just thought about shit. Too. Like like I looked around me, like I looked at friends and family, and I'm just like, not that I'm not this elitist guy that's like, man, everybody's surpassing me, but I do kind of go to like the party, go to like the birthday party, go to like the family events, and I feel like I'm that guy. I feel like I showed up late. I feel like everybody else is
you're left behind.
Yeah, a little bit like that for sure. And I feel like, did I spend too much time partying? It's kind of what I have it in my mind, and I'm like, fuck, did I waste time? Because and everybody I talk to always feels that way. And even if they don't smoke weed, no one ever feels like they used their time wisely the way they should have. Everybody always has some kind of regret. So I know that it's normal, but at the same time, I'm like, man, what happens if I would have like saved up that money and I don't know, bought more property, or if I kind of just started a podcast earlier, or like I find it like now that I don't smoke weed, I have to entertain myself. Like I have to do things. It kind of forces you. The thing about smoking weed is like, at least with me, not with everybody, just with me, is it made me comfortable with just living a normal life, and I didn't like that. Like I was like, I want to go to Mexico. I wanna start, building websites. So because like as soon as I stopped smoking weed, I started learning how to code. I learned how to build a website. I learned how to do everything. Like I saw just within a year, I'm like, damn, dude. I'm like that's like I'm productive as fuck now. And like I started losing weight Because that was another thing I noticed is my fat ass, like, and again, not everybody, like Roger's skinny as fuck. If you were to see Roger, like, I haven't seen you in a while, Roger.
Not anymore, bro.
Oh, shut up. Shut up, dude. You're as skinny as you want to see my fat ass? You want to see me and Alex? I'll show you what fat looks like.
Nah, bro. That's like I told everybody. I'm working on my dad bod.
But, like,
Honestly, I stopped giving shit about losing weight. Losing weight.
Bro,
I stopped giving a shit.
I just
because I was doing the diets, I was doing the trends.
I just don't want to struggle tying my shoes. I
mean, I don't have that problem, but
dude, I have that problem. There's a bowling ball in front of me. Like, I have to use a chair. I'm like, I never used to had to use a chair. Like, I get winded.
Oh wait, is that what that means? Oh no, I use a chair. Never mind.
There you go. So I'm saying, like, I used to be able to see my dick. I used to be able to see my dick. I miss that motherfucker. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, he's still there.
Oh, I know he's there, but so you got to use like a side mirror and shit. Like, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Side mirror. You got to use one of those little mirrors that they use at the dentist's office. It's got the little angle at it. So he's still there.
Bro, I fat shame myself. Like, I look in the mirror and I'm like, you disgusting motherfucker. You want to order a pizza right now, don't you? Don't you? You want to eat an entire Aldi's pizza right now?
Hit that button. Hit that confirm order right now.
So I go to the gym. I'm just like, oh, fuck it. Let me go to the gym. Let me eat a stupid salad. I just shove it in my mouth. As soon as I get hungry, I'm like, just grill the chicken, eat the salad, shove it in your mouth, just to satisfy that hunger. I eat some figs and shit, some dry figs. But like,
what are you doing down to now? So what are you down to now?
Dude, I was at the point I almost reached 300 pounds. I was almost at 300 pounds.
My limit, baby, right there.
Now,
so what do you know?
270, which is not good. I'm fat as fuck. 270 is retarded. It's ridiculous that I ever got this big. But I want to get to where I used to weigh, where I felt like it was like healthy, like I felt good, was 204. 204 was like where I was good. So pretty much I have 70 pounds to lose. And dude, that was from like, I was at like 294. I might as well say it was 300. What's 6 pounds, right? I was 300 fucking pounds. So that's when I scared myself, where I'm like, dude, I'm like, I look at, I don't know if you guys ever seen those shows, my 600 Pound Life, I think it's called.
I've definitely, my wife's mother watches that stuff.
Yeah, where I see those dudes where like they have to shit in their bed, like they have like a special bed where they can just like, they pretty much have to like lay there, and they have to use like a scrubber just to clean themselves. Like, I'm like, that's gonna be me if I don't do something. So I was like, and I got motivated.
Wow.
There was like these dudes that I saw who were like at 300, and they lost the weight. They became MMA fighters. So I was like, I'm still young, man. It's gonna be harder if I just let, like, I just stopped. I started taking it more seriously, and I'm like, let me eat healthy and shit. And and I lost 30 pounds. So I'm like, all right, well, I was almost at 300. Now I'm 270. So it's working. I just got to keep going to the gym. And I don't do anything crazy either. People are like, well, do you lift weights? I'm like, no, dude. I get on the treadmill and I walk. I walk an hour. I walk for an hour and that's it.
Nice. And that's really cool, because I was just telling Christina that too, because we were just talking about, the same thing as you, weight issues and stuff like that. And she likes looking on YouTube for like, different, like, 15-minute workouts, 20-minute workouts, these yoga poses and stuff like that. And we used to do like DDP yoga, and I really loved it. I mean, when we did that weight loss challenge at work, and I won, and it was because I had, I cut out the bread. Me and you taught me a lot about that. We cut out the bread, and I did yoga I think did it for like 3 or 4 days out of the week. I think for like 20 minutes, 45 minutes. And I saw results. So I know I can do it. But once I won that money, I'm like, I'm out. I won. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, like, it doesn't take much, right? Like,
I was telling her though that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that. I was telling her, I'm like, let's cut that shit out, because every time I start thinking of like a new diet, or I start thinking like maybe I'll just hit the gym and just do the weights and just weights only. I'm like, you know what? I told her, I'm like, let's just cut all that shit out. Let's just go walk. Let's just go get a membership and let's just walk on the treadmill for like an hour. I said because like I come home, I have a sit down job, like she does, and I come home. I walk around in my building and stuff like that. It's a big building,
Yeah.
but still, it's not that much, and it's definitely not no hours worth. So I'm like, let's do that after work and stuff like that. Because her thing was like, I don't want to work out early in the mornings anymore. Because she used to get up at like 3, 4 in the morning to work out. I can barely wake up at 5 for my job. So for you to ask me to wake up extra hour early or half hour early,
Yeah.
get fucked. I'm not doing that. So I'm like, this is perfect. We can do it after work, stuff like that. So yeah, that's cool that you do that. You just walk, and you can lose tons of weight just walking.
Dude, I used to, cause see, that's why a lot of people fail, I think, and I was the same way. Where like, cause when I was in high school, I used to lift weights, I used to do deadlifts and all this other shit. Until I met, like, you talk to people at the gym, when they see you there enough times, you're like a regular, people start to walk up to you, and like, this one dude was like, I got to know him pretty good, and I'm like, and he's like ripped, right? He looks like an MMA fighter. And I told him, I'm like, well, what do you do to stay your shape? He's like, the same thing you do, dude. He's like, all I do is walk, dude. I do like what you do. I walk for an hour, and then I do some like a couple reps of weightlifting. He's like,
Yeah.
He's like, that's all. I'm like, that's it. I'm like, to look like you, that's all you do. He's like, dude, don't. He's like, you're doing good. He's like, I've seen you, dude. He's like, I noticed that you lose weight. Like when you came in here, you were really big, and like, I'm like, man, this guy's really putting in the work. Like, just keep doing what you're doing. Like, you don't need to run or fucking elevate the elevation right on an incline.
Yeah.
Or do fucking deadlifts.
Do drastic,
Yeah.
drastic diet changes and all that stuff. I think we really build it up in our head, and that adds like more stress.
Yep.
And then that adds more fat. So like I said, when I stopped kind of caring about how my weight was, I started dropping some pounds. Now I stay steady. I'm always fluctuating between like 305, 310. That's always me. I just stay right there because I eat like once a fucking day. I don't eat at all in the morning. I have coffee, I have water. By the time I come home, and if I'm cooking,
Yeah.
I mean, I eat around 5 or 6, and it's usually I eat steaks, because those seem to be the best for my gut. Because like I tried doing like the salads and stuff like that, and that just goes through me, makes me feel like shit. I don't feel good like everyone says you're supposed to feel good. I feel horrible.
Right.
But if I have a steak and some fries, or I make a steak and have with some like my Spanish rice with it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel the next day I'm not going to the bathroom as much. I feel energized. I feel good. I feel like how I don't know, like I feel like how I should feel. So I really am like I like that meat diet, if that's what it is.
Right. Yeah.
And that's all I do.
Like it's funny to hear you say that you're doing I think they call it like nomad. I think or OMAD, 1 meal a day. Yeah, OMAD, 1 meal a day. That worked wonders for me too. Like I noticed that was because I'd rather just eat one big ass meal because I'm not really a breakfast guy. Like I used to go to like Dunkin' Donuts, and get like like a fucking bacon wake up wrap and like a bagel and shit. But now it's like I don't know, like I feel like it's too early. I just need like coffee, and I drink it black. Like I would like to add sugar and milk. But because I'm on a diet, I just drink it black just to keep me going. It also helps me poop and shit. But I rather eat just one big meal a day, and then that's it. And then like, if I do get hungry for whatever reason, I just eat something like diced up apples, like a snack. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy. Like I don't eat potato chips. Just like I will literally just have like a little apple, like an orange or like a banana, and then that usually satisfies the craving. Peanuts. I also eat like a lot of nuts. Like a lot of those, not the sugary ones, just like the cashews and shit.
Yeah, like the salted roasted nut, and that's funny too. I don't do this because it's like I choose to. I have to. Like there ain't nothing open when I go to work. My lunchtime is 10:30 in the a.m. So everyone's still serving fucking breakfast.
Yeah.
And I'm not, and I'm also not that hungry yet. But if it's like, so like, for example, I have, I had Friday off yesterday. and I have Monday off, so I have a 4-day weekend. Bro, I will eat in the morning. It's not that I won't or that I can't. Like if I have the option, I
Yeah.
will eat. All right. Like this morning, I made some breakfast sandwiches. Yesterday I made breakfast sandwiches. And then had like a big, had a big dinner later. Or like I said, I just had some breakfast sandwiches, made some for me and Christina, and we're gonna have. They're cooking a 20-pound roast, prime rib, at her aunt's
Nice.
house that we're going to later.
Nice.
All right, bro, 5 of those pounds is for me. I'm putting that shit down. I love prime rib. You know what I'm saying? So, but and then there's leftovers. Well, guess what I'm eating tomorrow morning? So it's just funny that it's actually work that is keeping me kind of in shape or keeping my weight down because it's just all about the timing. You know what I mean? Like by the time I come home, I have that one plate, I'm kind of done. And then the same thing, I'll snack, but then that's where I fuck up. I'll start it, and I don't get mad at Christina as much as I get mad at myself for telling Christina, "Hey, get those cookies. Hey, get those Pop Tarts. Hey, do they have those things I like? Yeah, get those." And and she's sweet, man, because she's like, you don't eat it all the time. You don't eat it all. It's like a once in a while you do,
Yeah.
And it's like, babe, that Pop Tart box has been on that shelf for like 2 weeks now. She's like, right. I said, go look in the box. That motherfucker's been empty for like the third day. It was empty. I leave the box there, and she gets mad that I leave the boxes there. Rightfully so. But that's what I mean. It's just like I go through that shit too fast if it's around me. So I try not to keep it around me
Yeah, I
because I
get.
will max out on it.
I hear you, man, and this is like, and usually this is like the hardest time, right? It's like November and December because of those stupid holidays. Like,
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
I still got like I got my mom ate a bunch of shit, and like that's pretty much what I'm eating is like Christmas stuff, and I'm sure there'll be like leftovers that I'll be munching on for the next
Oh,
couple
yeah.
days. Um, but yeah, I just try to watch what I eat and shit. I still eat good. I eat delicious food. I don't feel like I'm starving myself, but my biggest thing
Right.
is like just consistency. Just like every day, I go to the gym every day. If I really, really don't feel like it, at least 5 times a day, and I'm like, all right, you'll rest Saturday and Sunday. But even then, I have my bike. I have the little bike here that I got from Barb,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
I use that bad boy when I don't go to the gym. But for the most part, I want to go to the gym every morning, Monday through Sunday. I go right here to the Planet Fitness one. It's like open 24
Yeah.
hours most days.
Good for you, man. Seriously, that's good.
What's up, Roger? I saw you light up for a second.
Like, I signed up for like Planet Fitness, but like I just feel like I'm just paying the monthly fee just to have the membership.
Yeah.
You should
Yeah,
come, man.
there's people like that too.
Should stop by. We can fucking go on the treadmill, shoot the shit and shit. Did you sign up? Are
Dude,
you?
they got a daycare, don't they? Doesn't Planet Fitness? Doesn't one of those places have a daycare?
The ones that I've seen, I think. I mean, I
Oh,
know. I think the one off of North Avenue, but that's not Platinum Fitness.
oh, okay.
It's like Export. I think
Yeah.
is the one, right?
I would imagine if they have a daycare with their gym, it's got to be pretty pricey.
Well, they have a. I just signed up
But
for
regardless,
the simple one because I know Planet Fitness has a couple locations now, but
yeah,
I just signed up for like
Well,
just to use the one by me.
I chose to choose different ones because when I did like for the first month that I went, it was to the one in Elk Grove, and but that one doesn't open on like the weekends at past 7 or something.
Oh, okay. I think mine is the same
I,
way.
I think we have an Anytime Fitness or something right here in the corner of my house too. So I think that's when we're gonna go check out. So the thing I'm not crazy about though is like I think they have like from what I've seen because I just drive by obviously. I think they're most of their what do you call it, treadmills are like in the front windows and stuff, and it's like god damn it, like it's just I'm a very private person, so it's like if I could like put like a wall between that or around me,
Yeah.
that'd be cool. But that's like my only hang up about it is that it's kind of like out in the open like that, and you're facing it too. So it's like, all right.
It's like you feel like a zoo animal. Like people are just like watching you and shit. It's like, man, fuck
Of
this.
course. Are you kidding me? Of course. Because you know why? I judge. I judge people, so I know people are judging me too. You know, that's what I do. But I mean, I don't do it like in a mean way. Like, you know, I just I can't help it. I judge people.
I feel like
My grandma judged people growing up. Mexican grandmas, dude.
ruthless.
Like, hell yeah, ruthless. That's where I get it from. She was. I remember one time we were walking in a Walmart parking lot, and we're walking to her van, and she's like screaming out. She's like, "Look at this! Look at this guy! Big white." It was like a big white Mercedes Benz, nice car. Look at this nice car, big nice car parked in the handicap. It's like, Ma, come on, let's go. Like, why are you judging the fuck out of this person? Like, you know, like, and that's where I get it from. Where I get it from.
I feel like people are watching me, looking at me the same way like you look at a hamster on a hamster wheel. It's like, look at this little fucking girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. No, but for sure, 2023 for me is my year where I'm like, I just want to keep growing, want to keep losing weight, keep building up my client list, keep making some money, and maybe if my mom is listening, because I know she's fucking with the internet now, she's like sending me messages and shit on Facebook. Maybe I'll meet a girl. Maybe it's a big maybe. You never know. I don't know.
You just psyched her up. You know, damn well now she's writing lists. She's like, all right, she's good. He'll be good for her. This one will be good for him. This one will be good for him. Yeah.
She's already picturing me married and shit in a tuxedo. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I always tell people if I never get married, it wouldn't be like the worst thing in the world. Like it's just because dude, like most.
I don't even know why it would be.
Dude, everybody I know is divorced. Except one of my friends is not, but everybody else that I've met that I talked to, it's usually the same thing. I mean, it's no one's fault. It's like fucking relationships are hard, man. They're not easy. I mean, what the fuck? It's nobody's fault. But like, it just it really does feel like it's just kind of like the lottery. It's like sometimes you just get lucky. Yes. Sometimes you literally just meet the right person and you're good.
Right time and everything, yeah. Because I feel the same way about kids is the same thing what you just said. Like everyone to me, around me that I've grown up with even, and even my own family, anyone that has a kid with that first person, they always split up. Married or not, they always split up. And then they, you know, find somebody else or they have kids with somebody else, and then, you know, they carry on their lives that way. Usually it's the second or third partner that they end up with, unless you're like that one chick who's like 11 times married. And that was my fear, was like, all right, I have a kid with Christina and I lose Christina. Because like I'm pretty obsessive about my wife. I love her. So it's like, I'm like, if I have a kid, we're going to split up. That was my mentality, because everyone who had a kid that I knew split up.
Downhill.
Yeah, and it really messes with your head.
Yeah, I don't.
But like you said, it's a lottery. Like you said, it's a lottery, though. You know,
yeah.
It could work out if we did.
Yeah, I don't think that would fit with you. I think you guys make great parents, man. I think it's for a lot of people that. Maybe they feel like the kid would make things better when it's already rocky. You know what I mean? They're already having issues, and then they think a kid's gonna fix it. It's not. But like my cousins, like even the ones that are divorced, they all tell me, they're like, well, the advantage you have is like you didn't, like you said, like you didn't meet your girl when you were like just a kid, when you were younger.
Yeah.
Like if I had met somebody when I was a pothead, I don't think it would have been the same thing. And again, not for everybody who smokes weed, just for me. But like like, cause now it's like I'm fucking way old. I'm 38, dude. I know who I am and shit. And like whatever little stupid issues that I had or little insecurities, that shit's gone now. and I feel like this is, yeah. Like I feel like it's it would be the right time, you know, because like later in life, it wouldn't be like the immature, idiot me making a decision.
Yeah.
I feel like
Because I'm still a big kid. I'm still a big kid. Like I was just having a conversation with my sister yesterday. I'm like, she's like, "What are you up to?" I said, "Well, your big bro is just being a big kid. I'm getting high and playing video games." And she's like, she's way younger than me, and she's got, she just had her baby boy. So, and she's got a little girl too and a stepdaughter. I'm like, God damn, dude. She's like, yeah, you are a big kid.
Oh, trust me, man. Just because I stopped smoking weed doesn't like I will always play video games and I will always watch anime. Those are the two things that like my mom's like, you're still watching cartoons. I'm like, first of all, they're not cartoons. It's fucking anime. Second of all, until I'm 80, dude, I will always fucking watch anime. I saw this really good one called Cyberpunk Edge Runners on Netflix. It was really fucking good.
People have been telling me about that, yeah, because they asked if I played the game, and I'm like, I'm not into the game. I've seen gameplay, it's not my kind of thing. And people were telling me that even that they weren't into the game either. They said that it's actually a good anime, and they said that too. I'm like, do you like animes? And I said no, I didn't either, but this is actually a good one. So I keep hearing good things about it. Maybe I'll check it out.
It's pretty fucking good. Like that cyberpunk genre, this one, it's really fucking good, dude. Like I was like, I just went in there no expectations, but I really, really fucking enjoyed it. It was pretty badass. Netflix, they got a couple good gems. On there. So we're entering the 2 hour and 30. We are at 2 hours and 30 minute route.
Nice.
Do you guys want to end the podcast? You want to keep going? Roger, how you doing?
I gotta get going.
Yeah, same here.
All
got
right.
that family party to go to later.
That's right, man. Happy holidays, by the way, for all you.
Yeah, you guys too. Happy holidays to you guys. I don't know what you guys celebrate.
For sure.
Thank you guys too.
For sure. I'm gonna make myself something delicious after we get off here, and then next week we'll be back to our usual time at Sunday at 11. Or maybe not.
Yeah,
I have to look at it because I don't know what New Year's lands on.
Oh yeah, that's New Year's Day. I think New Year's Day is
same as Christmas. I think it's like going into Sunday.
Oh,
so I'm pulling up a calendar right now. Sunday, is the first. I mean, I'm available the first.
Let me see. Let me check this out. Let me see. So the first is Sunday. I don't know. What do you guys want to do? We can either do Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I don't know what works best for you.
Saturday, Sunday are good for me. Either one.
Either.
Which one's for you, Roger?
That doesn't matter for me.
Okay.
Your call then, Mr. Podcast. Saturday, Sunday. Which one?
Let's do Sunday. Because then we can talk about.
I like Sunday.
Oh, the new year. That'll be our first podcast. Literally on the first day of the new year will be the first podcast. So
there we go.
All right. Sounds good. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, our audience, our faithful fans. We have 13 of you subscribed. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Cool Beans Podcast. Again, I am your host, Danny M.F. Sanchez, a.k.a. Papa Smurf, here with my two lovely co-hosts, Alex and Roger, telling you to have a good Christmas, enjoy yourself, and stay away from trans fats, stay away from carbs, and then have a good night.
Oh, can you stay away from trans? You can't say that.
Oh my God!
You can't say that.
Oh my God!
You can't even say Happy Hanukkah either.
I
you a Kanye fan?
I'm against anti-Semitism in all its forms.
God.
And I have
this channel just tanked now. You know that, right?
I have a transmythical dragon friend. I swear. Good night, everyone. Boy.
Later.